Am I live right now? I have no idea if I'm live right now. I think I am. Okay. Let's see. How do I... Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm lost. Uh, yeah, I was trying to multi-stream onto Twitch, but I don't think that that's... Oh no, I think it's working. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm live. Am I live? Can you guys hear me? Holy. Oh, it is working. It's working. Okay. How's it going, y'all? How's it going? I think... Yeah, I think there's just a bit of a delay, but that's probably normal for live streams. Hello, everyone. How's it going? First stream of 2026. Second stream ever. I have set a challenge for myself this year to stream every single week. Because I don't know, I just want to give streaming a shot. So, you know. Okay, apparently my Twitch is not working. I will either fix that next time or figure that out right now. We're saying hello, just got out of school. Great to hear. How's it going? Oh man, hold on. I'm so lost, guys. I don't know how to do this. I'm crumbling. No, I'm figuring it out. Okay, hello, yes. Hello, bro, how's everything? I am fantastic. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I don't think my Twitch is working. It is what it is. I will figure that out next time. Maybe I just... Hold on. No one's gonna watch me on Twitch. I don't have a damn Twitch channel. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. How's everyone going? I set a goal for myself to stream every single week. I wanna give streaming a little shot. I think YouTube has been going well. It's not, I'm still a small creator, but I like watching a lot of streams. So I figured that I would do it because I watch it a lot. I think I could. I want to give sort of personality based content more of a shot rather than just the pure educational research stuff. So yeah, I wanna just see. I'll give it the year. I can probably just be a small channel and never grow, and that's perfectly fine. But I will, thank you guys for coming hanging out with me. Regardless, okay. Oh my god, I have no idea where my chat is right now, dude. Okay, oh, I see it. Oh my gosh. Wow, messages. Okay. I'm in school. Great to hear. I also watch streams when I'm in school. Can you define species to me? No, actually. There's multiple definitions, and people don't agree. But I think the best one is... The best two are when two things can't reproduce and create viable offspring. Viable offspring, that's the same. That's not like a hybridized different morph. I think that they're separate species, but also if you look phylogenetically, you have to like sort of see a difference in divergence. Species are kind of an abstract concept. We just made them up to understand things a little bit better. Hey, you're my favorite creator, dude. I've been showing your videos to my family, and they love them. Trying to help spread your videos around. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that greatly. How does plant work? Honestly, I was trying to grow a plant, a begonia, that my friend gave me, and it kind of instantly died. So I actually have no idea how to do plants. Small creator, you have 120k subscribers, bro. I can sacrifice one of my legs for that. What is the time over there? It's it's 12 a.m. Yeah. It's 4 p.m. here. I'm in Ontario, in Canada. And yeah, no, 120. I'm super grateful for the number of subscribers that I have. Yeah, I've been working for a long time. I guess, yeah, I'm not a new creator anymore, but I would say I'm still small just because my views are not consistent. It takes me a long time to make videos. They don't always get seen by all the time, but I suppose I should say I'm a medium-sized creator, shouldn't I? What is your opinion about designing babies? Yeah, I mean, if you're talking like CRISPR technology to like, select traits that you want, I mean, I don't think we should be widely doing that, but there are some things, like if you have like a history of disease or whatever, I don't see the issue with like some genetic editing and, figuring that out. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Twitch is just not working. I'm gonna figure that out. Probably next time. It's okay. I don't think anyone was gonna watch me on Twitch anyways. So, unless I can, bro, Twitch is the most like, goddamn. I don't even know where live, like, go live. I don't know what the go live button is. Whatever. We'll keep it to YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. Let's see. Yeah, thanks for all the questions, guys. I'm happy to chill here for a few hours and just chat with y'all. You know, I want to be like a bantery streamer, do some fun activities on stream. Besides just chatting, play some games, some biology games like Subnautica, Spore, stuff like that. Maybe other things that people are interested. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm just figuring this out as we go. Okay. Is evolution a proven concept, or is it a theory like the Big Bang Theory? There are plenty of people that don't accept it. So, what a theory is not what you're thinking, which is a hypothesis. A theory is a sort of logical, a working of logic that makes sense in describing something natural about our world. And generally speaking, when a theory has a lot of support, it is true, and we use those theories to determine more things that are true that we don't know. So yeah, evolution is just literally proven. I know a lot of people don't accept it, but there is just straight up laboratory studies. It is consistent with everything we see in nature. To kind of deny evolution is kind of just like denying just the facts in your face, which, yeah, you can go ahead and do, but it's just not true. It's not true that evolution is not true. Evolution is real. And the Big Bang Theory makes a lot of sense too, though of course that one's harder to kind of prove. Hello, I wanted to ask which university or any school you're currently studying at. What field of science would you like to pursue in the future? I'm not going to publicly say what school I'm at. I am in Canada. Just in case. I don't know. I don't know if there'd be any problems, but I think that, I don't know. Just to be safe, I'm going to keep my creator stuff and, YouTube stuff, and school stuff separately, just because it is like, I'm doing a PhD. I've seen things online where like people post things and they ruin, so I'm gonna keep the school private, but I'm happy to talk about my research. I study biology, I study evolution, and I am pursuing research into, like, yeah, just that in general. I look at sexual selection, I look at bugs, so yeah. Do you like fungi? Love fungi. Don't know too much about them because I study behavior, but no, they're super, super cool. Can you do a video about camels? They're very unique creatures. Yeah, I actually had a part about camels in my natural weapons video. The one that got demonetized. That one, I had a little part for herbivores that have sharp teeth, because camels actually have sharp teeth. And yeah, I had to take it out just because that video was getting way too long. Way too long. But yeah, camels are very cool. Hopefully I can include them in some type of, I don't know, like food storage thing. I'm not sure. Do you have an opinion on the ocean sun? Thank you for all the questions, guys. Thank you. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that like people are here. Wow, like 40 people are here. Incredible. Do you have opinions on the ocean sunfish / mola mola? Actually, that's one of my favorite fish. One of my favorite fishies. Maybe just because the name is funny, but also I just think they're fun. You can eat them and they have no idea, or they just won't really react. You know. I think they're cool. I think it's fun. Bro came to stream in the bathrobe and a slick back hair looking like a mafia kingpin. Yeah, I'm a little disheveled today, but I said I was going to stream today. I'm going to stream. I had a meeting with my supervisor just before this where I was talking like PhD stuff, and like just coming back out of the holidays, I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what research is, but we sort of figured it out, solidified that, and I was like, crap, I forgot to get ready for stream. It's okay. I'm just gonna go live. So yeah, I'm in the bathrobe. I pretty much exist in the bathrobe during the winter times. Hello, I won't stay for a long time. Just want to say your videos are awesome. Thank you, Phoenix. I appreciate that. Hey, big fan. Ali Alishaw. Thank you. Thank you. Do you play Terraria? I love Terraria. Terraria is one of my favorite games. Actually, I was gonna do this little presentation, but again, I wasn't ready because I'll do this next week. I'll make this probably next week. But I'm doing a live challenge 2026. Just to give streaming a shot, and I figured I could, play some biology games, but also here's just my all-time favorite games, y'all. Terraria is one of them. Spore and Subnautica were literally the first two games I ever played, and they're both so good. Yeah, I know. I actually never even played Subnautica. That's the craziest part. So I'd be going in blind, and I'd be like discovering the world. Like, I figure I could do like a little biology researcher discover Subnautica series. I think that'd be cool. If you guys are interested in that, I would totally, totally do that. Do you believe that free will can such exist within the bounds of modern science and what it has described? That's like a philosophy question. It's yeah. That's I could ramble on about that for a long time, but like I promise you, I have no specific expertise in that. Yeah, you some people can make the argument that like things are fully deterministic, like every single atom and chemical reacts the way it's going to react, and everything's just a big chain reaction. Um, and that every thought that you have is also just always gonna happen, and so therefore every decision you make, it's a whole can of worms. I have no idea. I have no idea. But is it alright if we ask something that isn't a science question? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I only named this originally this stream was named I don't know how to stream, get in here. But yeah, no, I changed it because I realized that in order to grow as a live stream, you actually need to like structure and title your streams as if they're videos. Kind of. I'm not sure. You also need a clip farm, I think. You need a clip farm. I need to learn how to do that. I will figure that out. But yes, please chat about whatever. I'm not just here to do science. I want to do just banter and just chat and everything. You know, chat about your days, chat about my days, all that type of stuff. What is your opinion on the new color Olo? I don't know what that is. Olo color. Holy. Hold on. Let's look at this. Olo is a newly discovered, intensely saturated blue-green color that exists outside the normal human visual spectrum, created by researchers who use lasers to directly stimulate specific cone cells in the eyes, tricking the brain into perceiving a shade it can't normally see. So it's like a supernatural teal. You know what? You're teaching me about this right now. That's cool. I don't know much about color and color perception. I have some people at my school who do this stuff, so honestly, I might ask them about this next time I see them. That's cool. That's cool. Do y'all think the ancient wizard society was responsible for the dinosaur fossils we find? Because we obviously all know the Earth is only 6,000 years old. Yeah. No, it wasn't an ancient wizard society. It was me. I was there. Let's see. What? Oh, wow. There's actually, like, messages. Okay, I'm sorry if I don't see your message, guys. If you want your question answered, if you don't want to say something, just feel free to type it again. I gotta... Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm so excited that there are people here. This is wild. Wait, you still on? Oh my god, my favorite creator is live. Do you have a least favorite insect? I don't know why. When you said, I immediately thought of, like, least favorite food. My least favorite food is peas. So whatever insect looks like a pea, I guess. I like insects a lot, pretty broadly. I guess I would say butterflies. I think butterflies only because they're overrated. I think that it's ridiculous that people will hate insects all around. They'll be like, insects are terrible, scary, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll love butterflies. If you look at a butterfly up close, they're scarier than like most insects. So I don't know what the logic is. So like by principle, I will say I am against butterflies. Moths are chill though. Moths are my guys. Can we expect a video somewhere in the future about ecosystems? Yeah, I thought about like an every ecosystem explained one time, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Rain World, yes, I also think Rain World would be cool to play as someone who hasn't played it before. Discovering the thing. On the topic of ecology games, the Monster Hunter series might be worth your time. Yeah, there are. It's interesting. I've played Monster Hunter before. Obviously, hunting the monsters have like ecology and stuff, but it is I don't know. I think the focus of the game would be more so fighting the monsters, which I'm down to do still, but I don't know how well that would translate to my audience because obviously you guys are very like inquisitive and interested in biology and stuff. It would be that's more so an action game that has biology in the background. I would say like a sort of fantasy biology. I don't know. Rain World is comically difficult. It's frequently Sisyphean. It's recommended you don't try to win the game and just focus on being a slug cat. Yeah, I mean, I'm down with like very like Faudian like difficult games where you just like slam your head into the wall over and over. I'm happy to do that. So, yeah, I honestly I would just play it, straight. Empires of Undergrowth. Yeah, that's the ant game, right? I discovered that while I was making my ant video. Which, by the way, if you haven't watched my new Myrmecophile video, please do. It's actually underperforming severely. So this is a cry for help. I worked very hard on it. I think it's one of my best videos. But yeah, it's kind of not doing the best. It's okay. This is what happens when you do this. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. It's kind of underperforming. But it's okay. I'm proud of the video anyways. I like ants, so. Why did you get into making YouTube videos? Well, my very first YouTube channel was a Minecraft YouTube channel because I was a kid and I was watching Minecraft. I was watching Skydas Minecraft, Captain Sparkles, all the goats. Bayesian Canadian, Hunger Games, you know what I mean? And I was like, I want to do that. So I made like hundreds and hundreds of Minecraft videos. You can still find them. And I just always wanted to be a creator. I love creative things, and I just always wanted to do it. So I tried multiple times. I said this in another video that like this is kind of like my 5th or 6th attempt at a YouTube channel across the years, across like 15 years, and this is the first one that's actually like done well at all. So I've kind of always wanted to do it, and I was studying science anyways, and turns out that talking about the thing that I was passionate about for work worked out for YouTube and stuff. Thanks for all the questions, guys. Thanks for all the questions. Do you have tips for students taking zoology? I'm having trouble connecting certain species to their families and genuses. Families and genuses. It sounds like you're focusing on like taxonomy in that class. I mean, I'm actually pretty bad at taxonomy, to be honest with you, because it's kind of just like straight memorization. Yeah. I mean, that being said, let's play this taxonomy game. Anyways, it's called Metazoa. I'm just gonna like watch. I'm gonna do this in 2 seconds. So you basically guess an animal, and it'll tell you the closest taxon that it has with the mystery animal of the day. So a lion is closest to Bilateria from the mystery animal, which means it's like pretty far off. Bilateria, so that's probably like an insect or like a fish or something. Let's go with like an octopus. Boom, giant octopus. Okay, it's a squid. So, or maybe a snail. I'm gonna go snail because I think a squid would have a closer family here. There's no snail. Nope, it's not a snail. Oh, okay. It's actually farther than a snail. Mollusks, annelids, brachiopods. Is this a bug? Centipede. Nope, it's not a bug. What the hell is Lophotrichozoa? Does anyone know? Okay. What comes in mind when you see people expressing a trait that you've only read in literature about bugs or animals, and it's the first real-world example you see? I don't know if I've seen anyone express a trait that only animal. There's that guy who can like echolocate or something, but I don't know if that's too common of a situation for me to really have a take on. Green is my favorite color too. Oh, that's about the Olo thing, right? Damn, I'm behind. Holy crap, you guys are active. I need to figure out how to keep up. Okay. Sorry if I missed your question. Please feel free to type again. I'm gonna be monitoring this chat, and the stream will die off eventually, I'm sure. So, blah blah. Before I ask anything, what science categories do you answer to? I am a biologist, and I have a degree in psychology, but I'm happy to talk about all types of science. I just won't know as much, so I would just have to preface that, like, if you ask me something about physics or something, like, I just wouldn't really know. Dude, what is this? Mollusk, what is a brachiopod? Brachiosaurus. Annelids, mollusks, maybe like nautilus? No, nautilus would be a mollusk. Yeah. I don't know, does anyone know what this is? What do you think communication of science is lacking considering the current condition of the U.S. Health Department and other stuff? Yeah, I think just with the current administration, they're just not very science focused, so like a lot of funding isn't really good there. I spoke to other like researchers that sometimes like come and visit my school, and like they'll, be like, we can't take as many students. We've had to cut certain things. I think it's just, yeah, it's just with the political climate. That's just kind of the thing. I really loved your video on parasitism. Do you have a favorite parasite? Well, thank you. My favorite parasite is probably, what a question. I mean, there's a lot of good options. I will go with the green-banded broodsack, the one that pulses through snail eyes. I think they're pretty cool, because they have a life cycle that like obligately goes through different things from like snail to bird. and they mind control the snail a little bit. Is there an organism you don't believe deserves to exist? Mosquitoes, leeches, humans? No, I don't think so. I'm not one to really make like a value judgment like that, but yeah, I don't think so. Mosquitoes pollinate, they are a food source. I think they're getting out of control, but a lot of that's actually like urban, like human influence. Making it like climate change, warming is making more mosquitoes pop up. Mosquitoes were found in Iceland for the first time, like in October. I've worked with mosquitoes a little bit. And yeah, I definitely think they're becoming a problem and we need to control them, but like I wouldn't they're not like there's a narrative that it's like mosquitoes are pointless, they don't do anything. That's actually not true. So I don't think so. When was the last time you did the jork? Well, I can't answer that, but thank you for asking. Holy man, so many questions. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for pulling up. Have you played Expedition 33? No, I haven't, but everyone has told me to play it. I'm low-key just gonna search up what this is so this doesn't bother me forever. Lophotropizoa. Annelids and mollusks. So I'm kind of cheating this game. Oh, like worms and stuff. Oh, brachiopods are like clams and like mussels. Oh, clam? Okay, it's not like a clam. Oh, clams are mollusks? What the heck? Mussel. Mussels are probably also mollusks. What the heck is this? It's like one of those worms that are like on like the hydrothermal vents or something. You know, I'm gonna use a hint here. Hint. Annelid. Yeah, it is one of these worms. Oh, and leech. Oh, it's just a worm. Damn, it's just like a worm like that. I didn't realize it'd be a cocoon as a part of their life cycle. What type of worm? I don't know. Silkworm? Citelia. Huh. Worm. Tapeworm. I'm actually I am very unfamiliar with this tax. Oh, okay. It's a leech. Got it. Alright. Kind of cheated there, but, you know. I play this game to learn, kind of. Okay. No, I haven't played Expedition 33, but my brother told me it was fantastic, so maybe I will play it. Doesn't seem like a stream game for me, just because I'd rather play things that are, like, low-key that I can play while, like, bantering with chat at the same time. But I would definitely play it on my own time. I do love a nice single-player game, and I heard it was great. Okay. Would you enjoy doing a collab with other science YouTubers like National Geographic, Tier Zoo, or Zay Frank? Yeah, I mean, of course I would, but like they're so much bigger than me that it's like, like that's just not really an option right now. But no, obviously I would. Obviously, yeah. The Myrmecophile video is very subtle and extremely fast, dude. You're treating us like we're PhD in biology. Yeah, I definitely I think I'm one of the few people on the platform that'll just talk very in depth about the science, where it's like people have told me like, dude, I don't even understand what you're saying, which I think is fine because it's like you can pause and rewind, you can search things up when I go off on like a tangent, you can also just ignore it and focus on what you like. Like I think I found success just going into depth as much as I can. Well, not too much, not too technical, but like I don't know. I think because people who are interested will be sat for it, and then people who aren't just like to see the cool animals on the screen. So, you know, I think that I definitely do that intentionally. Can you do more videos on marine biology and ecology? Yeah, definitely. I want to do like a deep sea video. I feel good for you that your latest video didn't get demonetized. Yeah, I feel great too. Hopefully I don't get any videos demonetized this year. That was one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna intentionally pick topics that won't get me demonetized. Okay. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit here. Okay. Yeah. With the collabs, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, of course, I totally would. The thing is, you know, the types of video I make don't really open themselves to collabs too much. Like, there's not really a reason to have like a different host just kind of pop in, right? Because I'm already like, I don't know, I just kind of it's kind of informational. But the reason I'm streaming is precisely so that I can include a little bit more personality into my content. I think if I did that now, no one would really watch. I mean, like, you guys who are here who clicked on this stream are a different, like, you guys are a biased sample because you clicked on this stream to begin with. But the majority of my audience is not the 45 people in this stream, right? Like, the majority of my audience is just, like, the average person who's never watched one of my videos before. So, putting my personality into the content, like, if I just randomly cut away and just start talking about my life or, like, trying to make jokes while, like, doing something, wouldn't really work as well. And that's the type of stuff that I would collab with people with. So hopefully if I can, stream more, grow stream, I would totally collab with people. I think this is one of the ways that I can do that. As for the main channel, it's tough. I don't see why. I wouldn't be able to think about why I would. And also collabs aren't, I think one of the things you learn as a creator is that a lot of the things that you think before you're a creator aren't actually true. And I don't think collabs are necessarily the best for growth for all types of channels. And my channel might be one of them. That being said, I would totally do it anyways. I totally would. I have no idea how to make creator friends. I need creator friends, guys. Okay. Yeah, not big enough. My brother in Christ, you have 120k subscribers. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's surreal to me today, even, like, now. But, like, the truth is, like, YouTube's just such a big platform now. Like, yeah, I'm not a small channel by any means. There are way more small channels. I'm definitely, like, larger, but yeah, the truth is the average YouTube watcher has no idea who I am, and that's, like, perfectly fine. I'm not complaining about that, but, like, I truly, like, if I reach out to a random channel, they're not just gonna, like, they're not gonna be on notice, you know what I mean? Which is, like, yeah, it's fine. I'm not saying anything about that, but I just think that's how it is right now. Though I am at the stage now, I am at the size now where it's true. Yes, I can start reaching out there, talking to some other people my size, seeing what's up. But the people that you guys asked me to collab with, like Hank Green, freaking, like, national, like, Casual Geographic, like, geez, these are like a bajillion subscriber people, you know what I mean? Like, those guys do not know who I am, and they're all awesome. Let's see. Why do moths fly towards light? Actually, most insects fly towards light. I think it's kind of just like a natural response. I mean, moths, especially because they're out during night, I think it's, like, obvious, but yeah, most insects actually fly towards light. It's probably just something to do with, like, orienting yourselves up towards the sun. Because if you turn the lights on and you're in, like, a Drosophila lab, like a fruit fly lab, which I've been a part of, like, they just fly up. Hi, unrelated, but do ants low-key get kind of freaky, especially with all those pheromones? If you mean, like, kinky, I mean, I'm not sure. They definitely have strange sexual practices, but to them it's not freaky. To them it's perfectly natural. Okay. What's your favorite video you've made so far or in the making? Favorite one. Probably the mimicry one. I think that was just the most fun. I spent the most time on it. I kind of had, like, a longer than usual time because I just wasn't posting. I didn't have any sponsors. I just couldn't find, like, the channel was doing fine. It was doing very well at that point, but, like, for some reason I just felt like that was gonna be the one, and it really worked out. So honestly, probably that one. I remember when you had 20k. Yo, thanks for being around for so long. Honestly, it feels like yesterday when I posted my first real video. It's called Survival the Good Enough. I remember waking up and seeing, like, the notification bell at the top of the YouTube page said, like, 3. And I was like, what? Did someone, like, respond to my comment? Like, I forgot I posted the video. I clicked it and there were comments and, like, 300 views. I remember just those 300 views, 3 comments that were actually talking about the content of the video. I was like, wow, I need to keep doing this. Like, I remember that still. So the fact that we're here is crazy. Like, I'm over here being bummed out about my video not getting 100k views in, like, the typical amount of time, and it's like, yeah, I'll make less money from my sponsor from AdSense and stuff like that, but, like, truly, like, if you told me 2-3 years ago that, like, my worst performing video would have, like, 60k views, I'd be like, well, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, it's truly puts in perspective. Yo, Joseph Stalin, thank you for the $10. We've seen a lot of disease outbreak movies like Contagion and a bunch of zombie movies. Are there any underrated pathogens that you feel would make a great epidemic thriller movie? Yes. Toxoplasmosis, or Toxoplasma gondii. I made a video about this, a short one, that is actually in a third of humans and there's evidence that it makes slight alterations to your behaviors. We get it from cats because it's non-lethal and just kind of sits in us. It's kind of free to spread, and we have no reason to get rid of it, like, immunologically, because it's not lethal, usually, unless it becomes, like, toxoplasmosis or something. So, it's just like with Last of Us taking cordyceps, the zombie ant fungus, and, like, adapting to humans. But if there was, like, a movie where, like, toxoplasmosis just turned on, and now all of a sudden everyone's, like, I don't know. It could be, I don't know if you guys are watching Pluribus, or you guys watched Pluribus. It could be, like, a Pluribus thing. Like, everyone who has it, boom, you're a hive mind. I think that's a good choice. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that, Joseph Stalin. Let's see. By the way, hi, yo, the Troll XD. Hope you're doing well. Can insects be smart, or are they just simple-minded? That's actually a very loaded question that is pretty relevant to my research. It's tough to call them smart in the way that we call humans smart, right? Because they're not going like, hey, how you doing, when they're walking down the street, but they are surprisingly complex in their behavior and how they react to the environment. And their intelligence is different than ours. They use similar what are they called? Neurochemicals. What are they called? Like the signaling chemical, like serotonin and stuff. Like, they actually have the same ones as us. So it kind of depends on what you define as smart. But I don't think they're as dumb as people typically think of them. Okay. Whoa. Thanks for all the questions, y'all. Bees cannot find the dark. They require light. Yes, that's true. They just fall to the ground. Yeah. Insects really need light. They generally are on in the light. I mean, not all of them need it, but, like, they fly towards light for a reason, right? That's cool about bees. Especially because bees, like, with they see, like, the UV lights on flowers and stuff. I imagine that's pretty relevant. Like, yeah, I imagine it's pretty relevant to their holistic behavior. Do you need advanced math for biology? Well, I'm taking a population genetics course right now, and it definitely seems like a lot of math. You don't need it. It depends on what you're doing in biology. Like, as a researcher, you probably should have it, because there's a lot of stats that you need to do when you're, like, devising experiments and models and stuff like that. But if you're, like, a taxonomist and you're just interested in naming things, there's a little bit of math, but the math's a little simpler, right? So you don't need it, but you usually end up needing to. How do species evolve to have such radical sexual dimorphism? For example, yeah, I mean, that's actually one of my, like, research questions. Yeah, it happens because, man, that's such a complicated. That's such a complicated question. I will talk about that in depth one day for sure. So thank you for asking. The short of it is, when both sexes have individual goals that they want to pursue, and sometimes they conflict with each other, sometimes they synergize, but oftentimes it leads to both sexes having different strategies that they come up with. And obviously some species don't have such different strategies because the males and females look very similar, sometimes behave very similar, but sometimes they do form different strategies, and evolution takes its course. Is there such a thing as a population in small animal groups that makes random mutations beat incest in overall genetic diversity? I don't think so. Mutations are slow, right? And I think that when you have a small population and you end up having, like, inbreeding genes, like, build up, I think that generally will overtake it. But genetic drift can actually happen in small populations that don't have, like, an inbreeding problem. Yeah, genetic drift is kind of the randomness of alleles setting themselves in a population. And that actually can have a huge effect. You versus Ernst Haeckel in the ring. Who is Ernst Haeckel? German zoologist and naturalist. Okay, what is he famous for? Marine biologist and artist. I mean, just looking at him, I feel like I take this guy, right? You guys don't think I surely? Ooh, actually, no. He looks skinny. No, I beat this guy. Great drawings though, but no, I beat this guy for sure. I got a black belt in karate, just so we're clear. Yeah. Nah, I take this guy one-on-one in the ring for sure, for sure. What's your favorite genre of music? I listen to a lot. I listen to like indie pop. I listen to some rock, metal, hip hop and stuff. Favorite right now. Favorite right now. Oof. I will go with math metal because that is fun. Like Polyphia. If you guys know Polyphia, really like Polyphia. Oh man, thanks for all the questions, guys. Yeah, neurotransmitters was the word I was looking for earlier. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna skip past a few. Thanks for asking all the questions, guys. Honestly, I figured I'd have to sit here and just kind of chat to myself for a while, but you guys are truly giving me a lot, which I'm super grateful for. Why do you think humans have a natural intuition towards the realms of science and knowledge? I think that curiosity was selected for because it helped us make tools, come up with ideas for like social connection and hunting and foraging and ideas like that, right? And so I think curiosity was just selected for, and I think intelligence ended up sort of running away when we had like societal reasons, and then we ended up creating our own reasons to be intelligent just within human mating systems and human culture that made intelligence spurt even further. So I think curiosity is just a huge part of that. And a lot of animals are curious. A lot of animals have evolved to learn pretty robustly, so I think it's just a good thing to be selected for. Man, this one piece of my damn hair keeps bothering me. Whatever. Why are most brain experiments done on rats instead of primates? Mostly for ethical reasons. It's pretty messed up to like take an act like a chimp and like mess with its brain. Like it's already kind of messed to do it to rats, but I think it's mostly for ethical reasons. There also just aren't enough apes. Like it's kind of messed up. Why do you think humans are predominantly right-handed? Has this been seen in other animals? Actually, I need to look into this further, but I'm doing a video, probably the video after the next one, I don't know, sometimes this year, about symmetry in nature, and humans have this classical sort of asymmetry where they have handedness. I don't know if there's a reason. I think it might just be random, but fiddler crabs are famous for having not a fiddler crab. They sort of have this one big claw. The males do, and that's their sexual signal. They sort of attract females with their big claw, and they actually have different. Yeah, so you see, there's a left-handed and a right-handed one right here. They actually have handedness, and different populations have different rates of right and left-handedness. Some of them actually have the same as humans, like 90% right-handed, 10% left-handed. Some of them are 50-50. So I actually don't fully know. I think it's probably random. I just don't think it. If something doesn't harm your ability to survive, typically there's no reason for it to evolve in or out or whatever. You have another question, but hope you're doing well. I wanted to say I really like your videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh man. The sound is low. Okay. I'm probably just far from the mic, to be honest. Maybe this will be better. Okay. Yes. Blah blah. He looks like a Chad though. Yeah, if you mean that Ernst guy, he does look like a Chad, but I don't know. I think I'd take him. You know what I should do? I should do a stream one time where it's like which scientists I could beat in a fight. Like Darwin, I got Darwin for sure. Da Vinci, I don't know. That guy did a lot of things. He probably just did some crazy martial arts too. Polyphia mentioned. Yeah, love Polyphia. What to do as a scientist to stop the war on science in this times? I mean, it's tough, right? You just keep on keeping on. Try to just like have the right take on the situation. Like, science is important. Even the stuff that doesn't seem immediately important, like, it all builds on this huge pyramid of knowledge that we have used to, like, make huge breakthroughs in our understanding of the universe, of the cosmos, of health, right? So it's just something that you keep on keeping on about. I'm back. Welcome back, Creature Under a Lamppost. Have you ever kept any weird animals as pets that had them in captivity? I'm hoping to raise insects. I want a mantis named Medical Malpractice and a beetle named Arbitrary Code Execution. I have not kept any strange pets. Obviously, I've worked in labs where we have maintained colonies of, like, bed bugs and fruit flies, like weird things. I haven't kept them personally, but I am gonna get a cat this year. I want to get a cat this year. If anyone has any first-time cat owning tips, I've never had a cat or a dog, let me know. Please let me know. Do you think researchers should also be science communicators? No, not all of them. Some of them, yes. Everyone needs to know a little bit of science communication skills just to give talks, just to write. But no, not everyone needs to be a science communicator as much as some people want to. I like it a lot, but I don't think everyone needs to. I think everyone should hone their science communication skills. I don't think they need to be trying to do it, like full-time the way I'm trying to do it. Are horseshoe crabs arachnids or closely related to the arachnid family? I thought they were earlier than arachnids, right? I think they are, like, somewhat more related, though, because crabs are even related. Like, they're all isopods, right? Not isopods. What oh my gosh, what am I thinking of? Isopods are pill bugs. What am I thinking of? Before crustacean. Wow. What the heck am I thinking of? Let me see what a horseshoe crab is. Arthropods. Holy crap. That's like, I study arthropods. I should know that. A horseshoe crab. Yeah. Newton. Newton is probably, listen, probably one of the smartest guys of all time. I am bodying Newton 9 times out of 10. I got Newton. Brother died a virgin at like 26. He's probably got weak bones. I got him. You know what I mean? He felt gravity pretty intensely, so probably didn't have a lot of mass, to be real with you. So I'd beat him with his own laws. Do you think science should be considered a subjective or objective field of knowledge? Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends on the science, right? Science we try our best to be objective, but of course we are beings that perceive subjectively, so you just kind of have to think about it in a way, like, through study methods and experiment design, like, you try to make things objective, and we are good at that. We have a lot of years of practice of that, but you always have to consider the potential, like, subjective failures of just humans doing it, right? Try being Plato. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, Socrates, I got. Aristotle, I will body Aristotle. I think Plato's got a little. Plato might have a little motion. I don't know. Do you have an actual upload schedule, or do you just post when you have a completed video? Yeah, I have no upload schedule. It takes me a long time to make my videos. I'm a one-person crew. Yeah, it takes me a long time. Now, I do sign contracts with sponsors if I have them to, like, deliver a video by a certain month. So usually I try to get it out by that month, but typically it's just me. I just try to do it. I'm a full-time PhD student, so it's just whenever I'm done. You could easily beat Albert Epstein. You could easily beat Albert Einstein. Yeah, I probably. Oh man, you guys got cat. Get 2 cats. It's fun for both you and them. Bonded. But yeah, if I could find a bonded pair of cats, I don't know. Like, I'm probably gonna, like, adopt or, like, that from, like, a foster thing or whatever. So if I find that, yeah, I think that'd be awesome to have, like, a pair of bonded cats. But I don't know. It really just depends. I guess I just show up to shelter or foster home, whatever, and just whatever cat likes me. You're coming home with me, buddy. Yeah. Remember that cats can be trained but require food reward more often than dogs. Yeah, I gotta look into that. You need stuff for them to scratch. Yes, I should probably get like a cat tower and stuff. I have a pretty small apartment, so I definitely need things to enrich their environment a little bit. I thought of building some platforms on the walls they can climb up and stuff, but we'll take it one step at a time. Thank you for the tip. If you can, get more than one, especially if it has siblings. Otherwise, they get lonely. Yeah, it seems like that's a okay. Maybe I'll think about getting 2 cats. Long, slow blinks let them know you're not a predator. Interesting. That is good to know. For owning a cat, make sure they have their own space. Let's introduce them to their house slowly. Yes, absolutely. Like you know, I was gonna say I've worked with cats before. No, I haven't. I've interacted with my friends' cats, and I sort of got that sense. You gotta let them do their own thing. You know, you gotta let them do their things within their boundaries. They're not like dogs that are just like want your attention 24/7. Yeah. Try beating Nikola Tesla. I will destroy Nikola Tesla in a fight. No problem. Tesla, Thomas Edison, you're done for. Throw Benjamin Franklin in there, not even a scientist. I will beat his ass. Plato was a wrestler before he was a philosopher. Yeah, man, those ancient Greeks, huh? I might lose to Plato. I'm not gonna lie. I think Plato will beat me up. You've done parasitism, now please do symbiosis. That's on my list for 2026. I would like to do every mutualism explained. I'll call it symbiosis though, just because that's what is like the lay person term. Even though symbiosis describes mutualism, commensalism, parasitism, all those things. But yes, I will do that absolutely. I will do every symbiosis explained. That one's gonna take me a while though, of course. What is your favorite geological period? Jurassic. Yeah, I'm a basic guy, man. I got into when all the little boys were like in cars and their Hot Wheels. I like dinosaurs. You know what I mean? So Jurassic is the one, though. I don't. Yeah, and also like the Jurassic period has some dope dinosaurs, dude. It really does. Cretaceous is cool too. There's like Triassic, right? I'm not too familiar with what's in what sometimes, but I think Jurassic has my favorite spread. Which arthropods are you working on, and what are you working on these days? Yeah, so I work on these strange niche species called dance flies. So the females have this inflatable abdomen that they puff out to attract males. So it's a role reverse. Like the females are attracting the males. This is what I'm working on right now. But yeah, in the past, I'll probably do some more fruit fly stuff in the future, just because they're the best model for a lot of things. Have 1 litter box per cat plus 1. That's a great tip. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you can change it out, have another one. Yeah. Damn. Listen. Once I get closer to getting a cat, I'm gonna have to ask you guys again. I will be streaming every week, by the way, guys. Every Wednesday. Wednesday is my day off this term. So we'll see if that changes in the future terms, but my plan is 2026. I'm streaming every Wednesday, at least. Maybe more if I have time, if I have the inclination to. But yeah. Every Wednesday. So y'all come through. I'm gonna need your cat advice in the future. When's the next stream? Every Wednesday. What's your favorite arachnid? Probably the pseudo scorpion. We will go pseudo scorpion. I've been looking for an excuse to put one in a video. I haven't gotten the chance. These guys right here. Favorite arachnid for sure. Favorite dino? Ooh. Man, a lot of good choices. I like Ankylosaurus a lot. As a kid, my favorite was Spinosaurus, but I also just I didn't know ball like that. I didn't know all the dinos like that. So I don't know. Oh man, I'll have to think about that. You know what? I'll just have to do a dino tier list one day, and we'll have to figure that out together. Brother, why can't I find love? Hey man, you tell me. I I don't know either. Listen, I was talking with my friend about this the other day, bro. Pickings are slim in terms of dating these days. If you want to find love, you'll probably... I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy, bro. Blind leading the blind. Less of a question, more of a cool thing for you to see. Look up waffle cup caterpillars. I'm very focused on saying waffle cup caterpillars. Let me check this out. Oh, these guys. Yes. Oh, those are awesome. What an insane pattern, dude. And I assume it's aposematic. Man, holy cow. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. This almost looks like sea anemones on it. Weekly streams, sweet. Yes, weekly streams for 2026. I want to be streaming. Also, check the description of this live stream. I made a new channel for my live stream. I want to do edits of like segments that we do, games that we play, highlights, stuff like that. I might need to hire an editor, so let me know if you guys can do that. I don't know. I'm gonna start off by editing it myself, but I as we go, I might have less and less time to do that. So I might have to finally hire an editor of some sort. I want to make shorts. I need a clip farm, guys. This is how I've learned. You have to clip farm to grow your stream. I don't know how to do that at all. So if you guys, I think I'm supposed to just like pretend something happened organically that didn't actually happen, and like I don't know, but I have to clip farm. So I will be streaming every week, and I will be trying my best to be entertaining as much as I can. Would you 1v1 a Lissowikia? Let me see what that is. I think I know what you're talking about. Oh. Holy. No, dude. No, dude. I'm getting bodied. Damn. This thing, yeah. Yeah. No, I'm getting smacked out. Though, this type of thing looks like it has bad eyesight. So maybe I do some crazy pack tactics, like I make sound somewhere, run around, and just tire it out. If I had a spear or something that could stab it, and you could go for like the jugular or something, there's a chance. But I would say 98 times out of 100 I lose, even if I have a spear. So, if no, would you 2v1 Alyssa? Oh, yeah. I mean, I would say the odds become like 89 out of 100 instead with 2. 5 people, we got it. 5 people, I truly believe 5 people with the right tactics, we got this thing. But no, otherwise, no. Oh man, you guys have some good animal things. Oh, favorite cetacean. Belugas are awesome, obviously. What are the let me get a list. Yeah. All these guys here. Yeah, some of the big whales are pretty cool. I've always wanted to see a humpback whale. I think it's ridiculous that I'm a biologist and I haven't seen a humpback whale jumping out of the water. Orcas are awesome, of course. Yeah, there's like sperm whales, great blue whales. Man, it's a tough choice. I will go with the Amazon dolphin, Amazon River dolphin, I think they're called. These guys, the pink ones. These freaks right here. Yeah. Favorite one. Let's see. I'll be waiting for the dino tier list. Yeah, we'll have to do a dino tier list. You know what? Let me write this damn down, okay? Stream ideas. Which scientists I can beat in a fight. We'll do a dino tier list. Yeah. It's good ideas, y'all. Good ideas, y'all. Oh my gosh. A lot of messages. Hold on. I gotta scroll up a little bit just to see where I'm at. Just to see where I was. Thanks for all the messages, guys. Sorry if I missed your question. I will get back to damn. This red light on the mic kind of annoys me. Because I used to film my videos with this mic. Now I use a lapel, like a lav mic. But for this, I whipped out this mic. It used to annoy me because it would just like shine this red on my face. And like for my one video, like I made a video, like the depression video, and it's just like my mouth is just like red the whole time. It's like I need to, maybe I just need a new mic. I don't know. This thing is like 15 years old probably. Don't search for love, the love will find you. Yeah, so I've heard, but you know, I'm still waiting. Still waiting. Did you look a little bit at the mess that is genetic sexual differentiation in Drosophila? Yeah, I heard a little bit about. I was in a Drosophila lab before I started my PhD, and there was a lot of talk about that. I didn't really tune in too much, so I couldn't. I wouldn't be the best source to talk about it. I'd have to read some papers on it, but yeah, no, I know there's some crazy stuff. Did you know that there are spiders that mimic dead hanging leaves in the Southeast Asia jungles? Yes, I did. I wish I included it in my mimicry video, but I made a community post about it after just because I discovered them after I made the video. They're incredible. If you guys haven't seen these, hold on. Let me try to get this. Let me try to get this up here. Yeah, these guys here. This is a spider, dude. Like, that is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Wild stuff, wild stuff. Yeah, I learned about that after I made my mimicry video, unfortunately, but yeah. So sick. Damn. And it looks like, actually, it looks like is that its legs? Hold on, I gotta count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it just one of its legs? 1, 2, 3. This might be a leg. That's wild. Maybe I'm wrong. But evolutionarily, that seems plausible. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, there's one of their legs, one of their rear legs is just like becomes like mimicking a leaf. That's wild, dude. Yeah. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. How do you feel about birds? Any favorites? I love birds. Don't work with them too much, but I love birds. Love birds. My favorite one, I will go with puffins for now. I really like puffins. I like a lot of maritime birds out here in Canada. I'd love to visit those places again, just so I can see the birds. I want to see some gannets, some cormorants, you know. Dan in Blue, you're doing great, brother. Much love, never stop. Yo, appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. Lusher Bush. Opinions on Filipino food. I actually really like Filipino food. The one time I had Jollibee. I'll have to do it again. Try some more stuff. Anything you'd recommend? Anything you'd recommend for me to try? In Canada, it's kind of hard to get your hands on some good Filipino food, though. At least out here in Ontario. Okay. Keep it up. What is lightning made of? I think it's just electrons, right? Have you played Subnautica, or would it be a blind playthrough? It would be a blind playthrough, so I would be learning on the spot. I know a little. The only thing I know about Subnautica is the Leviathan, the thing that like grabs the screen. I've seen clips of that. That's the only creature. That's the only. I don't even know the gameplay. I know it's a survival game, but I don't even know what I'd be in for. I don't know what the main story. Like if there's a story, if it's sandboxy. No idea. So I'd be playing it blind. I think it'd be really cool because I'd love to like figure out the biology that they've set up on the world on my first playthrough. I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, we'll see. Okay. What about 500 million years ago? Would you fight those massive bugs? Yeah, some of those guys, yeah, like some early dragonflies will really get you. Tape it over, black tape on the red light. You might be right. You might be right. I don't want to get up yet. We're locked in, but yes, I will probably black tape the red lights. Do you know a bit about galaxies? Yeah, I took some astronomy courses in undergrad, so I know like university level stuff. There was a really cool thing about how like stars form and like these big like clouds of like baby stars, and then like it forms and they like spread out. It was super cool stuff. So I know a little bit, but I'm failing completely in my love life. Yeah, hey, me too. Me too. But seems like it's everyone. Okay. Who would win in a fight? Portuguese man of war or 3 Animalocaris? I don't know if Animalocaris would be immune to the neurotoxins or whatever toxins of the man of war, so I imagine they would probably just die. I think they were hard shelled though, so maybe they could win. I don't know. It just depends on the poison resistance there. Another lesser known insect is the Namid desert beetle. Let's check this out here. Namid desert beetle. Their carapaces evolved to catch water in the fogs and they funnel it down to their mouth. Ah, you know, there's a lizard that does this too. They'll sit there in the fog and then they'll just like, yes, they'll make water. Oh man, hold on. Desert lizard drinking water. Is it just no? It's not these guys. It's not the hornet. It's not a thorny devil. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a lizard that like will sit there in the fog and like get water, and then it'll just like lick its face just to like get water. Very very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Oh man. Okay. A lot of good questions, guys. A lot of cool things. I'm super super happy about this today. We need the Subnautica stream. Yeah. Okay. Maybe this week or like next week or the week after. That'll probably be my first game that I play. I want to take streaming like kind of like I want to actually like try to grow and stuff. So I'm gonna use the queso method. If you guys know queso, huge variety streamer, obviously. What he does, obviously he streams every day. I can't do that, but I will stream as much as I can, once a week, maybe twice. But he will go live for like 4 hours, talk and like react to things in chat for like an hour or two. Then he'll play like the sort of main game that he's playing, and then he'll do spooky time. Like he does horror games at the end, and it's the same thing every single time. So I think what I would do in the future is I would spend some time bantering with the chat, like what I'm doing right now, and then end the stream with like a big Subnautic thing. Once there's a natural end point, I would end there, and then boom, that'd be that. So I definitely think I would love to do some Subnautica streams. It's so much fun played it again. Yeah, I guess I gotta do a Subnautica stream. What's your name, man? Danon? No, it's Dan, but I go like honestly because of the YouTube name, I go by my school email. My full name was taken, so it was like pick a new name for your email, and I went with Danon. So now it's just kind of my name. What's the wildest courtship ritual among animals that you know? Man, there's so many. There are animals that feed themselves to their partners. There are some wild dances and stuff. You capture prey and bring it to them. Maybe I'll just do a mating display video overall, but yeah, there's so many options. You should look up the twist wing fly. Twist wing fly. Talking about these guys here? Whoa, dude. I don't even know if I've seen this thing before. Oh, they have those little, like, blackberry eyes. No, I've seen those. Oh, wow. I'm really not familiar with these guys. Are they, man, what are they? Holy cow. Yeah. Very cool. What about Spore? Yes, I would definitely play Spore. That's another game I put on the list. Spore, Subnautica, Rain World, Empire of Undergrowth. Grounded is a game where you're tiny and there's bugs and stuff. Like, yeah, I would totally play games like that. I would also I don't know, if you guys are interested in me just playing games in general, I would also do that. I don't know. Oh, I thought you were Dan in Blue. No, I am. I am Dan in Blue. Like, my name is Dan, but I think I've ended up just becoming Dan in first name Dan and last name Blue. That's not my real name, but I'm cool with that. It differentiates me amongst other Dans on YouTube, I guess. Who are some other Dans? Dan TDM. Dan. Oof. Dan Giesling, the guy who won Big Brother. Northern Lions friend. Not sure if you discussed one on your videos before, but what are your thoughts on the different evolutionary theories about the uncanny valley? Yeah. I actually learned about that when I was doing psychology still. It's some cool stuff. Facial recognition is very big. It's a very big evolutionary thing, especially for social animals like humans. So seeing something that's slightly off could actually mean disease. It could mean yeah, just other things in general. And I don't know, it's a pretty deep topic, I think. It's not my I'd have to research it more, but yeah, I think it's dope. Long-tailed tit. Oh, I do know the long-tailed tit. That one I do know. Let's get that guy up on the screen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man, dude, so many good birds. I gotta somehow do like a bird stream. You know what I also want to do? My backyard is right there. Backyard. It's a tiny little patio for my apartment. But I want to set up a bird feeder, and maybe if I can get like an outdoor camera on it, I can just stream that too. Like I could just stream if there's any cool birds. If it's obviously I want to get these guys, but like there are cardinals in the area, and there's some blue jays and magpies and stuff. I don't know if they'd be able to find my bird feeder. It might just be a bunch of like robins or whatever, but I don't know. Along with Subnautica and Spores, you try out Bug Snacks. It's a kid-friendly horror game that's also a bug-catching sim. Bug Snacks. Oh, it's a kid-friendly horror game. What in the world? This seems cool. Maybe I'd try it out. Maybe I'd try it out. We'll see. We'll see how my gaming journey goes as a streamer. Do termites really have civil wars after the death of the reproductive castes? I think they do. Because I know ants will. Bees will sometimes, like, if more than one queen shows up, there'll be a little war between them. Yeah, but I think they do. I actually don't know. I don't know the most about termites. I will do a termite video in the future, but. Hey Goat, how you doing? Any plans of video about life based in elements other than carbon? No, I'm not the best at like the sort of alien life, like biology stuff. It's not my realm really at all, but I do think it's really cool. I do watch videos about that sometimes. Hollow Knight and Silksong play those games. Yeah, I actually I started Hollow Knight way back during COVID, never finished it. Was always meaning to go back and play it again, but just never really have. I don't know. Maybe if I play enough games on stream, I would do that. I'd play like horror games too. Honestly, I don't know if people would be into that, but I'd play some horror games. You said your best bird is the puffins, but aren't they the psychopaths of the aves? Yeah, I think puffins are kind of wild, but I don't judge them. I don't judge them. After you play Subnautica, you should try out Subnautica Below Zero. It's on the same planet, but in Arctic. Oh, is that like the DLC? Or I guess it's just another game that they made. I would definitely play that. I would definitely do that. It sounds like we got some Subnautica interest, so I will do Subnautica for sure. Probably not next week, probably the week after. I will for sure do that. I'd also love to do some like just like random shit. If I could set up a camera in like my kitchen, I would do like I'd get every type of apple, and I'll just like test them. I'll just like which apple's the best. You know, like Honey Crisp, Cosmic Crisp, Granny Smith. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to see which apple's the best. I love fruits. Fruits are my favorite food group, so I would do tons of fruit stuff. Okay. Would you like to try your hand at speculative evolution one day? Actually, I do write, like, just for fun, like, fantasy. And I do write evolution into my stories and stuff. So I really like speculative evolution. Obviously, that's, like, including, like, a magic system and stuff. But other speculative evolution, like Curious Archive, if you like speculative, you probably know who he is. Yeah, makes some great videos. Sorry, I keep moving the mic. Makes some great videos about that stuff. I really like him. Dead Space. I saw Slay the Princess mentioned, and I had to mention the Stanley Parable Ultra. Yeah, I have played Slay the Princess. Great game narratively. Stanley Parable. You know what's crazy? I've never played the Stanley Parable. I watched a playthrough of the demo like way long ago, but I kind of don't remember. I know some of the things in it just because it's been around for so long, and it's a popular game. But I would totally play the Stanley Parable on stream. I think that's a great choice. Yeah, judgment-free puffin zone here. Yeah, listen. Some animals, they be murdering babies. It is what it is, you know. Dead Space remake. The ecology of the necromorphs has always been interesting to me. Dead Space has... Interesting. I didn't realize that there was, like, some design with the ecology there. Cosmic Crisp #1? See, nah, I don't know. People say that. They say it's just, like, an upgraded Honey Crisp, but, like, I had a Cosmic Crisp the other day, and it was, like... What are we doing? I don't know. Maybe I just don't like my apples being crispy. I'm not sure. I am not sure. What the heck? Dude, my friend who's watching the stream right now just messaged me. Sorry, I'm going to put you on blast, bro. He just said, yo, if you ever do the apple/fruit review, let me know. I'm planning on altering the taste of apples, making it taste like cheesecake and such. What are you talking about, bro? Are you gonna... Are you, like, putting compounds in it? Like, are you putting, like, flavored compounds in it? What is he talking about? Best apples, pink pearl. I actually never had a pink pearl. Uncrispy apples, get the fuck out. Hey, listen. Sometimes I like biting into, like, a smooth... Sometimes I want it to be a little smooth on the chew. I like a crisp bite in, but then the chew doesn't always have to be so crispy. Okay, doesn't always have to be so crispy. Okay, apple tier list would be cool. Yeah, maybe I'll writing it down on the list. Apple tier list. Okay. Let's see. Um, you might like Terra Nil as a puzzle game. Terra Nil. Ooh, interesting. I do like puzzle games. That's probably my main genre of game. So yeah, I'll write this down for sure. Thanks for all the suggestions, guys. Um, remember those guys who are making a living brain designed to play only Doom? They're making apples that taste like bacon. I actually do remember what you're talking about with the Doom thing. That's crazy. Apple tasting like bacon. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay, my apple flavoring friend is refusing to tell me the protocol. So he's listen, brother, if you make a cheesecake apple, I will try that instantly. Oh, you guys like Terra Nil? Okay, maybe I'll play it. Is your friend going to Nile Blue the apples? Yeah, didn't Nile Blue or Nile Red? Didn't he? He did something. What was it? The cookie? He did some crazy flavoring. I guess that's what he would do. He would like flavor it weirdly. I actually never heard of Terra Nil. I'll check this out. Maybe I'll do it. Stanley Parable. Yeah, because I know I'll look up the right playing order for Stanley Parable because I know you play the demo, then you play the game. Like the demo is its own thing, right? And I know the demo, but I would just play it again and then yeah. And I've caught up to the chat. I think I skipped a million chat messages to do this, but I've caught up. So that's what's up. That is what's up, y'all. Thanks for all the chat. I could go through. I could go through a little bit here. See some of the other chats. Yeah. Yeah. What would it take to make Last of Us really happen? I don't think it would happen. I think like cordyceps making a jump from like insects to humans is kind of unrealistic, and I think that like we're warm-blooded. You know what I mean? I think it'd be tough. I think you would just need a new like evolutionary arms race, which at this point wouldn't really start, I think. I made a red ant colony attack a black ant trail because I want war and got bored. Does that make me Satan or a war god? Well, if you found them in proximity enough, they probably would have fought each other anyways. So let's just say you're like Ares, you're like the god of war. I do think that like red and black. That does sound like it could be like a kidnapper ant situation going on, maybe, or maybe it's just a regular war, like a carpenter fire ant thing going on, or like a pavement ant fire ant. I don't know. But yeah, you're good. They're gonna fight anyways. Ants are gonna fight. You're not Satan. Resend because I'm an evil chatter. No, please resend your messages if I didn't read them, guys. I'm more than happy to read them. Favorite stupid scientific name? Oh, Agricadabra and Aggravation. Yeah, I made a short about this back when I tried to make shorts, which didn't really go well. Obviously Gorilla is a classic. There's Turdus Maximus, the bird. Let's actually see some of them. There's Turdus Maximus. These guys here, the Tibetan blackbird. What were the other ones that I used? There was like a snail. It was like Farchulum. It was like Farchulum Bakery. Yes. This is like Farchulum Bakery. Oh, it's me. Yeah, this is the video. I did this. That's me. Yeah. Farchulum Bakery. That's honestly that's what I will go with. That's what I'll go with. Do you know what they mean when they need to study the matter more in order to decide if Orchnus, Orca, Adder, or a distinct species? Oh yes. So I mean, taxonomy like species stuff is actually kind of crazy. People debate about what should be considered a new species or not like all the time. Because I know in insects especially, there will be like 20 plus different species that look exactly the same, and like some like people do the phylogeny to figure out if they're different species or not. It's hard to know, especially with like like a megafauna like an orca. With like lower population numbers, you probably have to like, and you can't really phylogenetically test them for ethics reason either, right? So like the dispersion and stuff is difficult to test. Plus, species are weird because sometimes populations diverge, but then they reintroduce themselves, like they hybridize. So, is it a different species? Are they subspecies? Are they different things like within the same species, like kind of like humans, right? Like races of humans. Like are they? It's a tough thing to determine, and like where the line of like species starts and is kind of debated. It's kind of hard to say. So I think that's kind of what they're talking about. I don't know the specifics about the orca types though. What do you think about the science of phobias and if there's any sort of evolutionary imperative behind it? I think that fear is a very important evolutionary feeling, and it's a very old one in many, many creatures. But I think that a lot of modern phobias are because of like an evolutionary mismatch where you kind of just point that fear towards something that maybe it shouldn't be pointed towards, and maybe it's like a little more intense than it needs to be. That's like a lot of psychology stuff. A lot of psychology has like evolutionary roots, but doesn't manifest in like an evolutionary way. That's the issue with a lot of like evolutionary psych pundits kind of being like, evolutionary psych's like this, therefore you are like this. We're like a hierarchy of lobsters. You gotta act like that, and it's like, it's you gotta be careful when you're, especially as someone who studies evolution. You gotta be very careful making those claims, and I try my best not to when I'm like in my videos and stuff. So I don't know if there's an evolutionary imperative behind every phobia, but I think the base reason why phobias exist comes from just the evolutionary imperative of fear. So, oh man, okay. Holy cow, bunch of messages again. Hi, I'm the girl that was writing an end of year project about autism and domestic animals. I passed. Yo, that's actually awesome to hear. That's actually awesome to hear. Thanks for emailing me about that. That's cool. Fantastic. Would you like to try your hand at speculative evolution? Yeah, I for sure would. As I said earlier. Oh, boops. Yes, boops. Then needed update to be boops. Yes, I that was in my Parasite video. I think I included boops. Also a very good name. Is the Monster Hunter game series on your list of games the interesting animals? Not yet. I talked about this earlier, just because it's more of an action game that has cool animals that have ecology and stuff. But I think the focus is more on the combat, right? Like the hunting. So I probably wouldn't do it initially, but I'm totally open to. I know Monster Hunter games are sick. I played the 3DS one a long time ago. Okay. What metals besides iron and copper animals use to carry oxygen? I actually have no idea. I thought it was just iron, to be honest with you. I know we have different metals, but I thought iron was the important one. So, like the oxygen binding one. I don't know. Maybe you already answered this, but what is your PhD in? What will it be? And I study evolution and ecology. I focus on evolution though. Yeah, I look at sexual selection. So, why males and females are the same or why they differ in different species. I got tree bugs living in a small outdoor storage space where they huddle up for the winter. I know some of them lie on their back to take themselves out. Is this a combi? Do you mean like they just like die? I'm not too sure what you're describing exactly, but I don't think it would. I don't think it's a common behavior to just like lie on your back, for insects at all. So there's a governor and a spider named Hot Wheels. How do I? Oh my gosh, I can make. Whoa! I can make this chat bigger and I can read more at once. Excellent. Thanks for answering. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for all the questions, guys. Seriously. Thanks for all the questions, y'all. It's already been an hour. It's flown by. I really appreciate it, y'all. Not particularly science related, but I think you'll find Frostpunk interesting. Oh, no, I've heard of Frostpunk. Yeah. It's like a city building survival. That would be cool. Interesting. Dredge. I did see Dredge. That's the ship one, right? That's like the sea monster one. Yes. Oh, I might have to play Dredge. Maybe when I make my deep sea video, I'll play Dredge. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Why do we have so much non-coding DNA? I don't know. I know some of them have functions like you know, it's a complicated thing. Some of them's for like for recombination. You have telomeres that just like protect or just denote when DNA gets cut off with like the transcriptase and stuff. It's not my expertise, but I know that there's a lot of functions of DNA, like non-coding DNA, but also a bunch that we have no idea. It's just there. It just gets copied along. I don't know. Would you live on the Handedness? I think I should probably know what that is. Oh, the planet? Or the is this a moon or a planet? Oh, this is a geological eon. Holy cow! This is like the freaking lava everywhere. Oh, would I live? No, bro. I would not live on Earth in the Handedness eon. I have no particular interest. But if I was lava proof, sure. Let's say if I was lava proof, I would. Ever think of doing a dog domestication versus cat Stockholm syndrome? I thought about like a domesticated video, like domesticating animals video, but it's not. I just don't know enough about it yet. So I'd have to like look into it. Let's see. Frostpunk's a great game. Yeah, maybe I gotta play Dredge. Thanks for all the game suggestions, guys. Because I was when I made my biology games list, which was really just Spore, Subnautica, Rainworld. I was like, damn, there's not gonna be enough. But it seems like there's a lot of. I mean, obviously these aren't like biology games per se, like Dredge and stuff. But like I think like Monster Hunter, but they have enough in it to for me to play and like talk about. I think, which would be cool. Are there any studies on trying to force life only from elements found on other planets? Yes, there are a lot of people that study origin of life at my old university. So this I can reveal. I can't say where I'm currently at, but I was at McMaster University for my undergrad, and there is like an origin of life lab there, and I took a course run by the prof who does that stuff, and it's actually pretty cool. They have like these machines that like try to imitate cycles of how complex life may have started in early Earth history. And I imagine it wouldn't be too different to try to do the same thing for like another planet, like an exoplanet that seems habitable. So yeah, I do think people do that. Potion craft though. Potion craft. I do like that sounds like a strategy or maybe just like a game making game. Oh yes, I've seen this before. Oh, I would totally play a game like this. It reminds me of Doodle. You guys remember Doodle God? Would you rather be very fat, very small, very ugly, or very stupid? Okay, so what a striking question. Would I be I would not want to be stupid. I think I value intelligence the most. So now we're going between looks, weight, size. I mean, I'm like 5'6", 5'7", really, on a good day. So like I'm already kind of small, I guess. Like I guess very small implies like what? Under 5 foot? That'd be kind of tough. That'd be kind of tough, bro. I don't know, bro. This is like one of those like would you sleep with what is it? Would you rather sleep with your girlfriend in your mom's body or your mom in your girlfriend's body? It's like one of those like I'm just not even gonna answer. Cheers, bud. Biochemist here. I find your videos really interesting and refreshing. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. You know what? Actually, I want to build, at least for my stream audience, like I'm trying to get some like scientist viewers. I feel like I get a lot of people interested in science, and like, listen, shout out to you guys. But I feel like there are some people, like graduate students, postdocs, like fully fledged scientists, who watch streams, and I'm trying to target that niche a little bit. I'm trying to get, because like there's a lot about graduate student life that I will definitely talk about throughout my streams, just because it's, it's some stuff to chit chat about, right? But then there's also something like your desk, for example. Like everyone has like a desk set up where you have different knickknacks and doodads on there, and it's like I would do like a grad. You know how people do room reviews like with their audience, like a grad desk review would be like a really cool idea. So I'm trying to. I don't know how I do this. I don't know how. I need some scientists to watch me. I need some more scientists to watch me. Rain World is the best ecology game I'm Yeah, I gotta play Rain World for sure. Whoa, I'm blurry. I'm blurry. What's happening? Can I? How do I? That's clear. Yep. Come on. No, dude. How do I? uh, maybe I just like. Aha! The old unplug replug. We did it. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna study biochemistry next year and have a question. What are your thoughts on mirror life? What do you mean by? Do you mean like the? You make me think of like chiral centers. Mirror life. Mirror image life. Mirror reflected hypothetical. What the heck? I've never heard of this before. This is. Whoa. Yeah, this is like a chiral thing. Right? Okay. Interesting. So I'm essentially making a life that's a completely mirrored, like, or like just the opposite rotation. Interesting. I have no that is beyond my field for sure. That is beyond what I do. But very cool. Very cool. Danny just said he doesn't want. Nah, bro. Listen, you guys are my goats. But you know, let me get some more scientists in here. You know what I'm saying? I want. Listen, I'm honestly amazed by how inquisitive like the people in my like you guys, my viewers are like about science, and I think it's kind of surprising. Like I kind of think that people don't generally. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's like a surprising overlap between science people and like video games and like streaming and stuff. And that's like kind of why I want to in my grad program. Like, dude, no one watches streams or anything. They're all like, they're all normies, kind of. They're all great. Everyone's super nice, but no one really watches like streams or like all the nerd stuff that I do. So I'm like, where are the science people at? And it seems like you guys are here, and I need more of y'all. You know what I mean? Let's see. I'm a biochemist, undergrad, bioprocessing, postgrad. I'm working in research industry. Fun life. How is the industry job? Because I'm, once I finish on my PhD, if this YouTube thing doesn't work out, which it might take more than 5 years, I have 4 years, I guess. It might be, I might have to do an industry job. I might do something in academia. Dude, listen. If you guys are ever considering grad school, like research, academia of any sort, it's tough because, like, I mean, I should speak for myself because I think this is just not true for me, but you should really know what you might want to do. Because if you don't want to do research for the rest of your life, if you don't want to do academia, like be a professor and stuff, or like be a like teaching stream professor, and you don't want to like do research for like a government entity or like industry, you probably just shouldn't do it. Like, the passion for science is awesome, and that's kind of what I'm doing, but the truth is like you're gonna have to find a job that really involves a lot of the aspects of science that aren't always the most appealing. And I would like my YouTube channel to grow so that I don't have to do that. Yeah. Hey Dan, why is Joseph Stalin your top fan? Joseph Stalin gave me $10. Okay, so what do you think of U of T medicine since you're Canadian? I know some people who got in. haven't really talked to them since they got in though, so I'm not really sure. I assume all the med schools here are like pretty decent though. I didn't apply for med. I opted out of med very early on. I was like, I don't want to do school for 7, 8 more years just to be unsure about whether or not I get in to like a residency that I want. So I don't really know. Graduating high school in a week, dude. Congrats. That is big. Have you played Detroit Become Human? I have. Great game. Great game. That's not really video games. I think it's a correlation between sci-fi interest and actual science. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. Though I don't know. Like I think because like there's like what like 50 people in here at a time. For me to mention the game like Dredge and people start talking about like the gameplay and stuff, right? Like I do think there are like nerdier people who spend time playing games, watching shows or whatever, and then also like I think just people have a lot of interests and there's a surprising overlap. Though I think you're right. I think the broad overlap is sci-fi and science. Yeah, you're probably right. Haven't had time to choose what to do. You know, I remember in grade 12 thinking, like my senior year of high school, thinking, damn, I gotta hurry up and decide what I want to do. I never did. I just chose science because I didn't want to do math or physics. So I did like life sciences. Even though I was better, like school-wise, I was better at math and physics, but I was like, I just don't want to do that. I've always liked animals. Let me just apply to biology and life science programs. Then when I get into one of those, I'll decide what I want to do. 4 years passed in my undergrad, and when I was graduating, I was like, shoot, I have to decide what I want to do. So I was like, let me go into grad. Let me just do more school. I took a year off, actually. Let me do more school after that and just see where I'm at. You know, this YouTube channel's working out a little bit, so I'll try to do that as well, but I don't know what I want to do. And honestly, that's still where I'm at. So it seems to me that you never really decide. At least for me. No way my entire class watched streams, play games at least and stuff. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised. I mean, to be fair, like in undergrad, a lot of people had like shared interests, like playing games and watching streams and videos and stuff. Now I find I'm in grad school. People are like older than me. Like just like by a few years. Like people are like 28 and stuff. I'm turned 24. And I think there's definitely a difference in like the type of media we consume just based off of that. But also just like I don't know, just like people are from all different walks of life in grad school. So is there a Discord, by the way? Yes, I do have a Discord. You can go to my channel description. I should post them in my stream descriptions too. Yes, but we do have a Discord, and I will be pinging the Discord every time I go live. So mute that channel if you don't want to get pinged. The more you grow in academia, the less you do interesting stuff. The unfortunate paradox of scientific success. Yeah, it's so true, huh? I have my first committee meeting coming up. If you guys don't know, in grad school, you and your supervising professor, you form a committee with like other professors in the department, and they become like it's like they just like rip your work apart. You present your work to them and they like rip it apart so that you do science well. And I have my first committee meeting on Friday, so we'll see how that goes. I'll talk about it next week, but yeah, I think a lot of the things what's interesting is that a lot of professors don't get to do science themselves anymore. So they actually look forward to committee meetings because they actually get to hear about science and think about it. Generally, they're just like they're trying to apply for grants and get funding. They're just managing their students and like helping them with things. They don't really get to do it themselves so much. So it's interesting. You actually, if you really become like an academic, you can sometimes just like never do science. Though some people like that. Let's see here. Early on in the YouTube game, did you consider quitting often? What kept you going? Yeah, I mean, listen. When you don't get results for a long time, it's hard to keep going. Obviously, I had my channel as a kid where I just like made things and no one watched. I made other channels too, no one watched. I'd have like 3,000 views on a video and get so excited about that, right? Then I had 2 channels where I was like an adult-ish, where I was like 20. I made a Minecraft Bed Wars channel where I played games with some friends and like didn't really get too many views. They're fun videos. I still watch them every now and then. It just that wasn't really my passion in like videos. But then during COVID on this Dan and Blue channel, like literally on the same channel, the first video is still there, but I made 4 videos. And I was trying to be like a Curtis Connor, Drew Gooden like commentary guy, and they just got like 3 views, 2 views. And it was just so discouraging because I didn't even like the topics that I was talking about. So yeah, I absolutely considered quitting. For sure, but you just try again, right? You try something new. For the first time, I made a video about science, and I got a little bit of attention. I was like, holy crap, there's something here. And this is stuff that I think about and I'm passionate about anyways, right? So I'm like, there's something here, I can do it. And like the fact that it started working out was really crazy. But you know, I technically quit and retried like many times over 15 years, right? So we're all just autistic here. Yeah, that's probably true. I'm I am quite. I am quite. Um your video on mimicry helped me design an original character. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that a lot. I made sure to include a lot of like like little side quests outside of biology in that video. Like I covered some fantasy stuff in there, some sci-fi stuff. So I'm glad. Uh, yeah, you're in the science bit of YouTube. I think we're all nerds. Yeah, I think that's fair. Do you believe there was life in Lake Vostok before the humans discovered it or not? Ooh, man, I don't know. I don't know. I'll take a guess. I will say. I will say yes, but I think that most of the life they found was contaminated from humans. But I want to believe there was something down there. I have no idea, of course. The hate for physics is so real. Yeah, listen, I did really well in physics, and I did enjoy, like, kinematics. You know, when you draw, like, a free body diagram, and there's, like, a force arrow this way, a gravitational potential energy down, blah, blah. I liked that. Once you started going, like, I don't know, it's, like, elastic energy, I was like, piss off, bro. It's like, you gotta stop. And then it just kept getting more and more complicated, and I was like, I did well, I just didn't really like it. Let's see. I'm taking some time for high-paying grunt work at the local hospital, and then I'm gonna figure out one. Yeah, that's a great idea. Honestly, I support years off so much. Truly, my year off after undergrad was so huge. I know people who take years off after high school. Like, I think it's a great idea. Like, get out there and work. School isn't what it used to be. You don't just get a job by getting a college degree. I liked college a lot. I liked the undergrad a lot. I think the experience was fantastic. I do think I learned things that were valuable for me, especially with what I'm doing, but a lot of people don't need it. Especially if you're going to like go into something random, like, no offense, but if you're going into like some arts or like a social science that isn't the most like lucrative job-wise, and you're like going into debt for that, it's like you should probably wait and work and then see if you're really passionate about doing it. Like, don't just do school because you want to just to do school, right? And you can take a few years off and then do it. Like, I promise you, you can still have the same experience. So, yeah. Let's see. What's the difference between between the grad schools thing? What do you mean? Like the different types of grad school, or that's kind of like business. The more you work directly in your business, the less money it makes. Yeah. It's one of those things where business is interesting because it's very similar to like running a channel, and it's like one of those things where you spend so much time into it, you put more and more overhead and effort into it, and you just lose money for like menial gains. But then if you get lucky, or maybe you do the right thing, it like skyrockets, it like takes off super exponentially. Please tell us how the committee meeting goes. I will. What do you think of the Silurian hypothesis? I actually don't know what that is. You guys are teaching me a ton right now. A scientific thought experiment exploring whether an advanced industrial civilization could have existed on Earth millions of years before humans, leaving settled. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it personally in regards to Earth. I think humans are probably the first civilization on Earth. That's just my the thing is, I think, yeah, it'd be fun to think otherwise, but I think it's a cool concept for fantasy and stuff. But I probably don't think it's true. My question might sound weird, but isn't a feeder bad for birds because they'll become dependent, and if you leave, they will starve, and if you put it near your window, they'll slam into the window? Well, yeah, I wouldn't put it near my window. But also, I don't know. I don't think they become dependent. I don't think birds are that dumb. I think they're able to find food decently, and like you just don't put too much too like nutritious food that they like rely on it. I think it's fine. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. Like, I don't think bird feeders have shown to have like a last like an impact like that. Um, though I do think it sucks if squirrels get into it, and because the squirrels they won't like they can survive and without being dependent on it, but they will come back and they will, dude. My squirrels, they're a lot. They're a lot. Um, let's see. Your voice in Bed Wars commentary feels like prime falling asleep content. No offense. No, no. Honestly, I love being falling asleep or like second monitor content. I think that's actually awesome. Uh, I might be a nerd, but I do not look like this goofy ass. Yeah, yeah. I think honestly these days like nerds aren't the stereotypical like actually too much anymore. So, do you think there's a difference between species going extinct at the hands of other animals versus going extinct at the hands of humans? Yeah, I mean difference in the sense of like it's unfortunate like humans are changing the climate and like making it hard for things to live because we're doing so in like a non-equilibrious way. Like we're kind of it's kind of a bad sign overall, right? Like that's not gonna help a lot of ecosystems. It's gonna harm it a lot. Whereas when an animal kind of goes extinct by other animals, like so-called naturally, like it just sounds like that's how evolution is gonna happen that way. And in terms of the ecosystem, it probably doesn't harm it as much. But I mean, I guess it's the same result for the species going extinct, I suppose. What's up with the bathrobe? You got a honey in the next room? Nah, it's just cold in my house, man. It is just cold up in here. So I this is honestly, if you are, I mean, I'm a Canadian, right? If you're in Canada, or if you're in anywhere cold and the winter's cold, a nice fluffy bathrobe, I promise you, like something about it. It's better than a hoodie. I normally do hoodies, but something about the bathrobe is truly keep you warm. I'm telling you. But no, I don't got a honey in the next room. We talk. Some of us in chat have been talking about how we can't find love. So yeah, definitely don't have that. Also, I'm in my bedroom, so I don't. Yeah, the honey would be right there, but sadly there is nothing. Do you like shrimps? Yeah, I love shrimps. I like shrimps. I think they're really cool. Don't know the most about them. I like eating them. Uh, I believe that the U.S. the unemployment rate for fresh college grads is now the same as the unemployment rate for the same age group with no degree. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was a little lower. Cause once you have a degree, like you can be overqualified for a lot of like low-paying jobs, or you're just personally not gonna want to do it, so you'll just sit around unemployed. I also think that's like selection bias wise, people who are going to school are more likely to have like family that they can live with who will like pay for their school, who can like do so like they can kind of afford to be unemployed. Whereas like people who don't go to school kind of like just if you're surviving on your own and you have to make your own way, like you can't go study liberal arts, bro. You know what I mean? Like you have to take care, you have to survive. So yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if it was lower. Would you rather have 1 quadrillion views or 1 billion subscribers? Give me the views any day. We get paid for views. We do not get paid for subscribers on YouTube. So give me them views. If I had 1 quadrillion, oh my god, I'd be done. I'd be retired tomorrow. No, I mean, I'd still make videos if I had infinite money, but I would take my time, right? I wouldn't try to pump them out. Let's see here. Do you have any advice for people entering uni? I'm currently in the middle of a gap year and I want to prepare for the start of uni, especially since I will be out of academia for the whole year. Yeah, listen, enjoy yourself for your year off. Definitely find yourself, mature a little bit, grow, and get yourself ready, okay? If you're not ready by the end of the year, take another, like, I'm serious, take another year, like, be ready. When I was starting my PhD, I took a year off, and, like, truly, I truly needed it, and I was ready to jump in. Like, be ready, and, like, don't worry too much about the knowledge gap. Like, you'll be out of school for a while. You can study and get back into it, but don't let yourself slip and, like, just, I don't know, it depends what you're doing. If you're traveling, I think that's good. If you're spending time to, like, work on yourself and, like, develop good habits, that's good. Like, ultimately, school comes down to your work ethic and your habits and stuff like that. because I truly believe you're able to have a good time in school while doing amazing in school. I don't buy this thing where you can only have like social life or academic. Like I truly think you can do both. I was in a very hard program, and I did both. I think I had a good academic life and a good social life. Okay, not the best social life of all time. Not the best. Like I didn't. There's a lot of like volunteering and stuff that people did, like extracurriculars beyond like just getting grades, and like that I didn't do. So I did make some sacrifices there because that is tough for applying to things later. But yeah, just build good habits and like make sure that you're ready to go in so that you can enjoy yourself, enjoy your time in undergrad, like socially, while also managing your time well so that you can, you know, do school. So I guess that's kind of common sense. Yeah, just be smart. Be smart about things. Lots of MDs, JDs, and PhDs starting burgers and burritos in this economy. Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's usually DoorDash because you don't have to tell anyone that you have a PhD. You just DoorDash. So or like Uber, the number of Uber drivers I have who like I don't know if they're lying. They might just be lying, but they're always like, yeah, I work for Fortune 500 blockchain business. And it's then why are you Ubering then? I don't know. I think they're making shit up, but I do believe a lot of people Ubering and DoorDashing are relatively educated. If I didn't, honestly, for real, like, PhD stipends don't pay you that much. But, so because, if I didn't have my YouTube channel, which I cannot live off full time, it just, like, supplements me a little, like, it'd be tough. Other people need to, like, rely on their parents or, like, work another job, like, it'd be tough. So, like, honestly, like, if I didn't have this YouTube thing working out, I would probably be DoorDashing. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Yo, thanks for hanging out, y'all. For real. For real, for real. Are you interested in learning about local wildlife that you see frequently or exotic wildlife that you can only observe online? I love local wildlife. I'm trying to see some, anytime I see an animal, I'm trying to look. So yeah, I do like local wildlife, but of course, seeing the cool stuff online is awesome. That's what I make videos about because it's easier to collect the footage. Like, it's hard for me to collect the footage myself, right? And get anything good. So, yeah. But no, I love local wildlife. I like looking at the local birds and even like plants and stuff. They're very cool stuff. I don't know. I think I'm a bio nerd through and through. If I don't know what something is and I see it, I'm always trying to like figure out what it is. So, well, I gotta snort my damn nose. Ooh. It is a congested time of year, y'all. I went to school on GI Bill, 36K bullshit. I didn't have the liberty of choosing a non-lucrative obvious major. Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's tough out here. Do you think animal intelligence rankings that shows a cool idea on the top of your head? What animal would you rank number one except for humans? Yeah, I thought about it. Sometimes, unfortunately, ideas that I find interesting don't necessarily mean they'd make a good idea for a video. So I did think about that idea, but I don't think I'd probably make it. Maybe I could talk about it on stream. But yeah, besides humans, most smart, the options we got, right, are chimpanzee / bonobo, dolphin, octopus, crow, elephant, right? It's tough because they're different types of intelligence, you know? So it's hard to say. It'd be out of one of those 5. I'd probably give it to the chimps, honestly. It's the boring answer, but it's probably true. Though I will go. Oh, maybe like gray parrots. Those are smart too. But I'd go chimp. I go human, chimp. This is off the. I could be wrong, but this is just off the top of my head. Human, chimp, dolphin, elephant. No, elephant above dolphin. Elephant, dolphin. Nah. Dolphin above elephant. Human, chimp, dolphin, elephant. Oh man, between octopus and crow is hard. I will put octopus over crow. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's how I would do it. Let's see. Do you prefer extinct life or extant life? I don't know what you mean in terms of like what I'm interested in. Yeah, I mean, extinct animals are interesting because Can't really look at them, but obviously I love dinosaurs and stuff, right? I mean, yeah, I like the life that's here, so I'd say extant life. I'm not sure if I'll make it to the next semester. Listen, you got this. I got an incredibly busy semester lined up. I'm gonna try to do this while streaming, while making my videos, and it's gonna be tough for sure. But you just gotta manage your time. Whenever you catch yourself wasting a day, because that's the problem, right? Like I'll feel like I have no time, and then I'll waste a whole day like lying in bed, and it's like I don't know. You just need the voice in your head to be like, you gotta get up and get things done. Like eat food, work out and stuff. Like stay healthy and like. I think paradoxically sometimes doing more makes it easier to do more, right? Like you'd think that like because I have so much to do, I need to do less. But sometimes like if you take care of yourself, you work out and stuff like that, like you end up being you have more energy to do other things. So it's like a rising tide situation. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just my experience. But I found that like if I'm trying to lose weight, for example, doing it while I'm like that's why I gave myself like a streaming as a challenge. Like I think I'll just be more productive overall. We'll see though. We'll see how well this this holds up. Have you been bald before? No, never been bald. I've had buzz cuts before. This hair, by the way, it's not good today. But this long hair, by the way, I'm gonna have to cut this year. Maybe I'll cut it. I cut my own hair. Maybe I'll cut it on stream. I don't know. I've been short haired all my life. I started growing it like kind of when I started uploading consistently here. It's gotta go. It's been here for a little too long. I got used to it. So. When you say dolphin, do you mean a specific kind? Yeah, I don't. I know different dolphins are different levels of intelligence, right? Yeah, orcas are really smart as well. I don't know. I assume like the regular like gray dolphin is the smart one, right? What's it called? Risso's dolphin. No, no, I don't think that's right. No, that's definitely not right. Whatever the default dolphin, you know what I mean? That's kind of offensive to all of the dolphins. I apologize, but yeah, I think the dolphin that they kind of keep in like SeaWorld and stuff. What do you think will be the next big species to be extinct? I'm actually not sure. I'm not really good at like keeping up with conservation and stuff, but there's definitely an answer out there. There's definitely an answer out there. Has AI slop entered the science field yet? Yes, it has. It absolutely has. Now, we do have protections for it, because some journals that you want to publish your papers in are better than other ones. And those ones will really, really monitor what you submit to them to make sure that it's good quality, and you can't just publish some nonsense. But there are a lot of really shitty journals that will just publish anything, and people have put out the craziest AI like figures and writing that just don't make any sense, and just publish them there, like paper mills, just to like say you had a publication. And that's a big problem. There also are some like pretty notable journals that have had AI slip through that people have seen, though I'm less familiar with that, so you know. How to not procrastinate on school? How do you not procrastinate on school? Yeah, I mean, it's practice, right? I procrastinate, and so I have been burnt by it before. I've like failed tests and been like, I need to lock in. It all comes down to like when you feel everything slipping away, like if I don't study now, I will fail. You have to just rise up to the task, I think. I'm blurry again. Am I blurry? Am I blurry, guys? Hold on. Let me see. I think I was a little blurry. It doesn't make sense having smarter animals than humans, but they don't develop a civilization like the humans. What is your opinion about this? I think I know what you mean. Humans are smart because we made societies, right? Like they go together. But theoretically, you don't have to do that to become smart. Like octopods are pretty smart for not being very social, right? So obviously you don't need that to be smart, but to be smarter than humans, I mean, I don't know, maybe like an alien life, for example. I don't think you need to develop civilization. There are a lot of concepts native to like Terran life that don't have to exist. Obviously, like we're being very speculative evolution here, but there's no reason why a single thing, like let's just there's a big whale floating in space and it just doesn't reproduce. It just lives forever. That works. That's viable as long as you are persisting. Like reproduction is our way of persisting. I guess you don't have to do that. You can just kind of exist, right? So I don't know. I don't know that that would ever happen on Earth or could on another run if we reran the simulation. But maybe in the wide universe that's possible. Any tips for starting a science communication channel like yours? Yes, I have tons, and I will absolutely make a stream about that one day. So I will save my answer for that. But in general, if you want to do YouTube, you need to do two things: be consistent and improve. I guess three things: be consistent, make progress, like improve, but also what you think is a good video doesn't necessarily mean it's good for YouTube, like for the algorithm. A lot of every single video I've made I thought was good, and like so many of them flopped, and like that's just how it works. Nowadays, when I think of a cool video idea, I oftentimes have to like be like, no, that's a cool idea, but it's not good for YouTube. So the game of making good videos for YouTube is different than making good videos in general, and you need to be good at both, obviously, but that's a big skill that people don't have, is understanding what will do well on YouTube. And even I miss at it all the time. So that's one of the things that I would focus on, and watch other channels. I could talk about this for hours. I'll do a stream about this one day. Hair like Dan from Street Fighter. Yeah, I know Dan from Street Fighter, the pinky guy. The guy who sucks. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's kind of what I got right now. Okay. Let's see. Dude, until recently I had hair down till under my pecs, and now I've cut it shorter, all I hear is that looks so much better, and I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up, that's messed up. I do live on a small island, but still, oh, interesting. A small island, huh? Sorry, like, this is probably, like, a stereotypical thing, but this is wrong for me to think, but I would assume islanders have longer hair normally, no? I thought it was more typical, but obviously that's probably not. That's probably just like a movie stereotype. Interesting. That is weird. You probably, yeah, I don't know. I think that's weird though. I don't doubt that I would hear the same thing if and when I cut my hair. Got a big test on Friday. Yo, Black McBain, good luck. Good luck on that test. Hope you do well. AI is hitting wildlife photography hard. It sucks. Whoa, there are so many messages that I just didn't scroll down. Yeah, AI photography is hitting. Yeah, AI is hitting wildlife. Yeah. Honestly, there are times when I'm like getting footage and images for videos and stuff, and I'm like, crap, this is AI. Like, I used an image in my immortality video that was just like a picture of like Hercules fighting the Hydra or whatever. And it was an AI image. I literally didn't realize, and I just put it in, and like I got some comments that are like, shitty guy using AI slop in his videos, how dare you? And I'm like, dude, I just didn't realize. Like, looking at it again, I'm like, the arm is like backwards. I'm like, yeah, it's obviously, but I just didn't see, so it is tough. It's tough that it passes our senses sometimes. Like, sometimes we don't notice that something's AI. Dan goes blurry. People who forgot their glasses see no difference. Yeah. I actually am a glasses wearer. I don't wear my glasses all the time, but I'm technically supposed to. I can see pretty well without them. Holy. Whoa, this is weird. You guys ever? I don't know if you ever like feel like you put on glasses and like your vision gets worse because you just like adjusted to your non-glasses setup, like your eye setup. Hold on, let me adjust here. Any tips and techniques for getting a 10-year-old into science? Honestly, I don't know, because I was just always into science, at least biology. I do believe that science is inherently cool. The tricky part is convincing people that and not letting school bore people out of that, right? So, oh no, you can see the little red reflection on this thing. Wow, I can see so much better. I need to fix my glasses situation. But yeah, getting like a young kid into science It's tough. I would just like focus on the cool aspects. There's a lot of cool science on YouTube like that you can show, like Kurzgesagt videos, like in a nutshell videos are excellent, and I think that yeah, I would probably show them Kurzgesagt videos. Kurzgesagt. Bro, I'm studying genetic drift, fitness, and demography right now. Well, yeah, what is that? Like high school? University? Have you heard of Nebula? Yeah, you know, every time I get a video demonetized and I make a little whiny post where I'm like, YouTube demonetized me again, which I deserve to make because it's shitty. Everyone's always like, you gotta go to Nebula, and I genuinely just don't know how. Like, I don't know what that means. I don't know, like, do I have to email them? Do they reach out to me? And also, the problem with Nebula is I spend all my time making one video and putting it out. All I could do is post the same videos there that I post on YouTube. So I don't know why. I mean, I guess if you own Nebula and I take the sponsor segments out and you don't have to watch with ads, yeah, I guess I should probably still do that. I'll look into Nebula, but yeah, I don't know that I would fare the best on Nebula. I gotta drink some damn water. Let's see, how long are we going? We've been going 2 hours? Okay. Hell yeah. I'm thinking like 3-4 hour streams is gonna be the usual. Wait a minute, you're the mimicry guy. No, I'm actually just we actually just look the same. I'm mimicking him. What about fire being the start of the human civilization? Yeah, I mean, I think controlling fire was huge. There's an idea that human jaws are way, way weaker than other great apes. And what that actually... It's actually an advantage because it allows our brain case to ossify later in life because you don't have to have these big jawbones like closing it in. And so one of the reasons we can have larger brains is because we have weaker jaws. And we think that the reason we were able to live with weaker jaws is because we started cooking with fire and we could tenderize our meat and eat it, right? So it's actually very possible. Hairness is beautiful except your hair. Yeah, I appreciate that. Let's see. Should I go back to college? Dropped out because I wasn't feeling my degree. Chemistry was going to give me good job opportunities. It depends what you want to do. If you're doing chemistry and you want to do like some type of like bioinformatics or like just research, I guess, or like medical research is pretty good. You can do that, but you have to like it. Like that's the thing. You have to like those jobs. If you don't, yeah, I don't know. You might fare better elsewhere. Rank all mythologies from best to worst. Ooh, that's a good... Man. I mean, there's so many. Let's go between Egyptian, Norse, and Greek. I will go... I think Greek's my favorite. They're all so cool. I love mythology. Greek's my favorite. It's just a classic, you know what I mean? Egyptian's awesome. I'll go Greek, Egyptian, Norse. It's close, though. I love them all. Then, of course, there's, like, Chinese, Japanese mythologies that are very cool as well. I don't know. No, I live in the Canary Islands. It's part of Spain, so no longer... okay. I'm originally from a big German city, so I was used to more progressive stances longer. Interesting. I see. Oh. Very interesting. Yeah, huh. I guess the mainland would be more progressive about longer hair. Any bold science predictions for 2026? Bold predictions for 2026. I gotta think about that. None that I can think of right now. Because I don't know if anything big is gonna happen this year that I know of. I only really know my own little subfield, so. Dan and Blue's glasses era begins now. Yeah, you know, I gotta wear these more, but I can see just perfectly fine without them. That's the problem. Like, I see slightly worse, but it's like, it's weird. I don't know. I gotta wake up and just wear glasses all day and get used to it. I think you need new glasses. Yeah, probably, but also I think that I adjust my eyes, like, with my brain a lot without glasses, and when I put glasses on, I have to readjust to fix that, and then after I wear it for a while, I get used to it, so I do think I have the right prescription. Resend. I disappeared again. Slug caterpillars are cool. Instead of having pro legs, they have suction cups. I do know what you're talking about. I believe. Let's see. Slug caterpillars. Yes. Look at these. I do know these guys. That's excellent. Wow, look at, dude. There are some dope caterpillars. Yeah, man. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta miss a few messages. You can post extra content in BTS on Nebula to justify it. That's the thing. I don't produce, like, when I make a video, I don't make any BTS content whatsoever. That was the problem when I tried to do Patreon. Like, I have a Patreon and membership still open, but, like, I don't provide anything on there because when I make my video, I truly don't, like, I don't produce any extra content at all. Seriously. Which is interesting, right? Because I think a lot of other types of content do. It's just like, I don't know, with my process, it doesn't end up making anything, so. Do you have a job related to biology? What can you do with a biology degree? I want to study forensics, and I've just started a biology degree. Yeah, I'm a PhD student, which is technically a job. I am technically a research assistant, as well as a TA, as well, blah, 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 you know? And I get a stipend for that, but it's not a traditional job in the sense that it's not like I'm working towards a degree that will finish one day, and then I will have to find a job from there. If you want to do forensics, you can do that from biology, I believe. You just have to take the right courses, and then you apply to the right grad program. I don't know if it's called grad, but yeah, I do know there are forensics programs. And so you can do that, I believe. You just have to take the right courses, so make sure you have all the requirements there. Yeah, biology degrees are interesting. It all comes down to what you want to do, and you have to take the courses towards that thing. You have to sort of make with it what you can. Like it's all what you make of it, right? WStream, I'm dipping, you won't read this until 5 minutes after I post this. Yeah, bro, that guy is gone. But yeah, thanks for watching. I guess, dude, I'm in this weird spot where the time it takes me to read a chat message and like respond to it is like kind of soon enough. But also because I don't have enough messages to like have a constant stream all the time, I don't want to miss some because like otherwise I won't have enough messages. So I'm in this weird like middle limbo space where I'm reading them like 5 minutes and then I don't know. I loved your macrophagy video. That was very interesting. Thank you so much. I like that video a lot too. It was an older one. Didn't do too well, but I thought the topic was really cool. Yeah, Roman mythology is... The Roman Empire came through and changed up a lot. Why does it seem like there's a movement to erase Denisovans? I think in recent years, Denisovans have been acknowledged more. I don't know. Is there a movement to like erase like what? Just like not being like they weren't a thing? They're definitely, because like I don't think we knew about them for a while. It was just like humans and Neanderthals that we really knew. But I don't know. I mean, I only talk to, maybe in science circles it's like well acknowledged. I don't know how it is outside. Let's see. Is it scientifically possible to modify a caterpillar to turn into a 2001 Toyota when it comes out of his cocoon? Is it scientifically possible? No, 0%. Yeah, it depends if you want to turn it into a Corolla or a RAV4. I think the Corolla is probably possible. But if you want anything bigger than a sedan, it's gonna be a little tough. Oh, Yoruba mythologies are insane. Also, Maori. Yeah, you know, I used to play Smite. And so I'd read the lore of the character because it's like a god playing game. And there was a really cool, like, the Yoruba sun god was sick. Yeah. That's dope. Who would win in a fight? 3 Animalocris or 1 Man of War? Yeah, I remember I answered this earlier. I think the Animalocris would lose because they probably don't have the right poison resistances. Though I don't know. I don't know how Venom really was back in the day, when Animalocris were swimming around. If you guys didn't, you know, I actually made a video about Animalocris when I was like a kid. I was like 10 years old because it was about the Pokemon Amaranth. Amaranth? Yeah, these guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Venom was too much of a strategy back then. So they probably wouldn't be too resistant to them. Though I don't know, they'd be big, so I don't know. Also, your Patreon is really cheap for someone who lives in a third countryside. Thanks for that. You're truly the go. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to make it expensive because like I just don't really provide enough there. So like, if you want to support me, like I don't want to take, like I don't want to just like take money for no reason. So, yeah, I make sure that the stuff is like pretty low cheap. Let's see. Have you ever heard of the gene that they put in rats that is related to speech in humans? No, but I do know they do that a lot. Like they put genes up in there. Animalocaris, no, they'd win. I don't doubt it. It's just like if they don't have venom resistance, I think they just kind of crumble. But size wise, they should. I mean, I guess they could just swoop in and take just kill. But I don't know. Man-o-wars can get big. They can get big. Did you know that butterflies remember things that the caterpillar experienced even after turning to goo inside the cocoon? Yes, I did know that. Though it's hard to say remember, right? It's just like developmentally, the things that happen as a caterpillar can be conserved or like, so I guess learned throughout. And yeah, it's really cool stuff. I think lepidopterans like butterflies and moths are super cool. Let's see here. I understand that it's in phase space and involves chaos and some kind of boundary conditions of the term K. So, oof. Y'all are having a whole ass conversation that I don't even understand. That's crazy. Anorith and Armaldo, or is it Anorith? What I call it Amaranth, the fucking the boob streamer. The pool streamer, right? Anorith and Armaldo, yes. Good Pokemon, though I'm a Kabutops kind of guy. Can you settle this finally? Can 100 dudes take down a full-grown, roided-up gorilla? Yes, roided up. Whoa. I didn't catch that. I do think 100 people beat a gorilla. And I don't think that debate is too much of a question. I think people underestimate humans and overestimate gorillas. Now we're talking roided-up gorilla, like we're talking like the Mike Tyson of gorillas. I mean, I imagine it would still tire out, but it would certainly be harder. I do think 100 grown men are fucking, they're tough. They're gonna beat up, like, and gorillas don't have enough endurance. With pack tactics, like, we do have teeth, we have hard elbows and knees. We could probably still pull it off with the right coordination. Are humans a type of rabbit? No, I don't think so. Don't quite think so. Good question, though. Why do most animals not have both reproductive organs, seeing how handy that would be? Well, that's the thing, right? The reason that sex sort of evolves most of the time in the first place is because you want to promote genetic diversity. And if you reproduce with yourself, you don't really get the benefits of that. So hermaphrodites like slugs and barnacles that can reproduce by themselves, but can also sexually reproduce, will only sort of do that as like a backup plan. I think the goal is still to reproduce with another organism. So it's kind of like not a thing that should be incentivized, I guess. Like, because the point of, otherwise you should just clone yourself, right? Or just, yeah. I guess it has more genetic diversity than simply cloning yourself, but still, I think you want to promote long-term genetic diversity, and so you need migration, you need different alleles coming in and out, and yeah. There's also a spider species called Sisyphus Hot Wheels. Yes, I think I actually did include that in my old video as well. Don't butterflies know to avoid places that were dangerous from caterpillars? Yeah, I think so. I think there's also like some food aversion stuff they might remember. Boob streamer, yeah. I don't really know what Amaranth does, but I just remember the pool stream controversy back in the day. I say back in the day, it was like a few years ago, where like streamers were doing like pool streams, and then there was like a big problem where it's like, should this be allowed? Should this be in just chatting? I think it should be allowed. I don't see the problem. But I think it's nice they made their own category for that. I'm new here. What kind of science questions are on the table? Honestly, anything. I'm just chatting. I called this stream answering science questions because I wanted to give it some kind of like objective. I think that because I initially named it I think in order to grow this stream, which is something I want to do. In order to grow this stream, I need to be intentional about what the stream titles are. I should probably make thumbnails and stuff too. And I think just calling it like first stream, how do I stream is less interesting than answering science questions. But really, you can ask whatever, and we're just really just chatting. We're hanging out. In the future, I'll play some games and stuff. So and I'm also gonna try to stream on Twitch. I don't know how to it didn't work, but I will do that in the future. Favorite animals? Oof, I love orangutans. I like I like cats. I like tigers. I will also add a bird in there. Strangely, puffins are my favorite birds. But if we're talking favorite animal, I probably wouldn't even say puffin. I would say a different bird. It's weird how that works. I'm going blurry again. No. I need to figure out why my camera does this, because it's just like a Logitech webcam that I oh well, I'll hit the reverse. I'll have to figure out why it does that later. 30 Sheldons versus 5 Sheldon from like Big Bang Theory Sheldon? Yeah, I think the Tyson I think Mike Tyson wins. Have human societal norms had enough time to actually create evolutionary change in humans, and more interestingly, by proxy in other animals? Yes. So human evolution is happening. It's just the rules have kind of changed. But in terms of affecting other animals, that's actually a huge thing. A lot of people in my department study urban ecology, which is kind of that, right? Like animals living in human spaces and like how that's changed the evolution of things. And it's actually a very, very big thing. A lot of species have changed behaviorally, genetically, because of human things being set up. There was a thing about I went to a seminar last term about hummingbirds going to bird feeders and like that changing their natural like dispersal range because of where the human bird feeders are, compared to where they would normally feed on like flowers, like nectar and stuff. So yeah, it's cool. And then also like plants change a lot with humans, so why are there two sexes for most animals, not just one? Wouldn't it be better if any animal could reproduce with any other of the same species? Well, sure, but the thing is, when it's actually a good question. One thing is that wouldn't it be better isn't really like evolution doesn't work based off what's the best. It's just what works, and like sex just simply works, which is probably the right answer. But also the other thing is that the different sexes end up having different strategies because every individual in a population wants the best for themselves, and they will evolutionarily harm others in order to get it. So if everyone's competing with each other, what ends up happening is you get dominant individuals and individuals that just die. And I think that what ends up happening a lot of the times when you're developing like a mating system is you get these two different types, because there are different dominant strategies that try to counter each other, sort of. Like sexes are more like sexual strategies rather than these like specific roles. This is actually a lot of what I study. And so yeah, I mean that's basically that. Puffins are hilarious. Their attempts at flying are ridiculous. Yeah. That's why I like them. Centipede or millipede? Yeah, millipede for sure. Are you crazy? Millipedes are like cute. Centipedes are little monsters. Would you keep a Lystrosaurus as a pet? So you're talking about these guys here. Yeah, I think these guys would be great pets. They're like jeez. I think they're cute. I think this would be sick. Any deep sea creatures that catches your attention the most? My favorite deep sea creature is the siphonophore. I like siphonophores. They're big chains of organisms together. I think they're dope. I think they're a very, very unique life form. So this is like a long chain of sort of individual organisms that act as one, and they just sort of float around in the deep sea. They're definitely my favorite. Um, are you gonna delete this live stream when it's over or leave it? No, I'm gonna leave it up. So if you go on my channel, you press live, you should be able to find all these VODs. I'm gonna have all of them here. So, how were emus able to defeat the Australians? Yeah, I think the Australians just couldn't defeat the emus. Really, was what happened there. Would you do a Lysowikia farm? I mean, I would love to have a bunch of those guys, right? Some like hippo dinosaurs walking around. Obviously, the theraspids. Is that what they are? Are they theraspids? They're a synapsid. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. No, I would love. These guys would be sick as like cattle or something. Let's see. Hey, what do you think about that one study that went viral that said raccoons were showing early signs of domestication? I'm not familiar with what you're talking about, but domestications, I don't know if that's the right word for it. Raccoons are one of those animals that have really thrived in urban environments. So I'm sure they're very different from how they'd be in nature. Since scientific theories are regarded as true as long as you're unable to disprove them, can I just make a claim? No, I don't think scientific theories are regarded as true until you're able to disprove them. I think most of them are met with a lot of skepticism at first. I don't think that'd be right. So no, you can't really just claim anything and then say it's true. I think the burden of proof is on you. How was Shrek able to impregnate a dragon successfully? I believe that was Donkey, not Shrek, but yeah, hey, you never know. The idea that birds evolved to optimally track down neighborhoods with a lot of old people because they're more likely to feed them is hilarious to me. Yeah, I mean, oh, I'm blurry again. Dude, what is happening? How do I fix this? Does anyone know? There must be some type of autofocus that, let's see here. Properties. Nope, I don't get any option to kind of, yeah, like that. So that's clear. So what's happening is the focus is getting front, and I'm becoming the back. But why? What is triggering this, you think? Is it like not clean? Do I have to? Nope. Looks like my little unplug replug method is the way to go. Yeah, there we are. Why can't two different animals reproduce? Like, what is the cutoff if we keep bringing dogs in different breeds? Yeah. So you're asking about speciation, right? That's just a big field of study. Species, sometimes things can hybridize and sometimes they can't, and it's a lot of times it's very unclear what the cutoff is. It's a gradient, right? It's more of a spectrum than something so strict. It's a whole field. It's a whole field of biology. Love the new ant video, termite video. When? Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it. The ant video didn't do as well as I hoped, so I'm not really sure, but I'll definitely think about doing termites. I will do a use socialism video. I do believe that can do well. Though I think I think I saw Lindsay Nicole made one recently, which I was like, damn. It's gonna be harder for me to do now, but I will. I think, I don't know, in a few months, and like my videos are pretty different, so hopefully it'd be all right. Any thoughts on the Pale Visitor from No I'm Not Human? I actually haven't played No I'm Not Human. I watched Queso play some of it, but I would play that on stream, to be honest. I don't know who the Pale Visitor is, but I saw some cool writing in there for sure. Is it focusing on the mic? Oh, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll see if it goes like that again. What do you think about invasive species such as lionfish? I mean, so invasion biology is not my specialty at all, but you know, you end up having to learn about invasive species a lot as a biologist, so I think yeah, I don't know. Obviously it's a problem. I wonder if I can make a video about that sometime. I had a wolf dog as a kid. That's cool. Yeah, wolf dogs are a thing. I mean, dogs are just domesticated wolves, yeah. So they're pretty close phylogenetically. How do hive minds work? Well, as far as we know, there's no true hive mind. We have used social systems where the animals all act in like one directive, but it's just evolutionarily have been sort of engaged to act that way just because that's what works for them fitness wise. It's an inclusive fitness equation, which I know is kind of a yeah, I kind of have to explain that, but I'm not. It's very complicated. Um, yeah, it's more of an evolutionary equation than everything thinking together. Though I don't know, I'm watching Pluribus, and I was watching Pluribus, and that is it's a cool take on like a human hive mind. Are humans gonna evolve backwards if we keep making it so easy for ourselves? And I don't think so. I think we'd more so just stagnate. There's two things to consider. One is that if you are severely allergic to things or like you have a lot of illnesses, you are now able to survive and reproduce, even if maybe naturally you'd have a lower chance to. So yeah, it's possible that I guess that in the population, the sort of evolving forward, this is a little dubious to say, isn't really happening anymore. But I don't really think I'm not too concerned about that. I think I don't know. I think we're fine. I think we're able to control our environment to sort of fit our needs, and like, there's no reason to evolve necessarily, right? It's just a process that happens. It's a beautiful process, but it kind of just happens, right? When will you do another stream? Next week. I want to do every Wednesday. Wednesday is my day off for the term, so I plan to be streaming most Wednesdays. Maybe I can stream Sundays, some Saturday and Sunday sometimes, but yeah, I think I will consistently stream on Wednesdays. Maybe I'll do extra ones. But you know what? Go to my Discord, and I will post when I'm going live there. I don't think I'll make YouTube community posts just because, like, no one looked at it. Like, yeah. I don't think anyone really looked at it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make community posts and, like, take them down afterward. Maybe that's a good idea. What is your favorite topic outside your field of study? Well, I mean, I really like, if we're talking biology, it's a good question. I just like evolution, so probably parasitism. Have you read or watched any of the Lord of the Rings media? Yeah, I mean, I've watched some Lord of the Rings. To be honest, I've read and watched a lot more other fantasy that was inspired by Lord of the Rings, but I should go back and probably properly give it a full run, or maybe a watch through or a read through. I don't know if I should read. I do read. Well, I'm trying to read more, so we'll see. Any books about biology that is interesting and worth reading as someone who only has a basic understanding of biology and life science? Honestly, like, I haven't really read a lot of those really famous biology books. There's like The Selfish Gene, which I read some of. But yeah, there's things like Sapiens and stuff. But I don't know. A lot of the science is a little outdated in those books, and I think that there's just such a wealth of information online that, like, nah, maybe just I don't have a good recommendation for you. There are definitely things out there that you can find, but you'd have to let me know like what's good and what's not, because I'm not too sure. Are ants the most successful insect ever? In some ways, yeah, but you know, every insect is successful in the sense that they're still alive now, right? But yeah, no, in some senses, ants have the ability to sort of stick around for a long time. Alright, gang, gotta study now and have a good night or day. See you all next Wednesday. Yes, Zaf, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Good luck studying. I think you should play World Box. Yeah, I haven't played it, but I've watched people play it before. It does look really, really cool. You know what else looks cool? Blueprints. I want to play that too. I found out what eusocial is when I watched Agatha All Along. They called honey the gut of a eusocial insect. Interesting. I mean, I didn't watch. I haven't watched a lot of Marvel media in recent years. What are your thoughts on Atmora? What is Atmora? Oh, this is an Elder Scrolls thing? Is that what you're talking about? We don't know where it is. I actually haven't played Skyrim in a billion years, but honestly, amazing game. Would you rather evolve into an ant or a crab? I will go if I can be the whole super colony, like the whole organism, like the super organism, the whole colony. If I could be the whole colony of ants, I would be an ant. If I'm just one individual ant, give me crab. Though obviously there's lots of types of crabs. Would you evolve into a Chinese dinosaur? I mean, sure. Uh, have you played Baldur's Gate? No, but I have watched some bits of playthroughs there. It looks great. I love Dungeon. I played Dungeons and Dragons for a long time, in my life, so I think it's great. Obviously. Is it possible to genetically modify a creature surviving in deep space and having food source as something already in deep space? Hmm. I don't want to say it's impossible, but definitely unlikely right now. Could the worm from Attack on Titan actually exist? Yeah, that's like the what is it called? Hypermesia or something. It's called. I mean, it looks like a the worm that it did exist. I mean, if you mean it'll give the powers of the Titans to some little girl, probably not. But there is a thing that looks like that. What is your favorite animal? Very tough question. I will say orangutan. That's my working answer, but it changes all the time. I don't really know. I don't really know if I have my heart behind that answer. Does the language you speak change the shape of your face? I know the language you speak changes the way you think, so maybe. If there's a lot of like tongue sounds, maybe. I don't know. Alright, you know what, guys? Let's play some daily games. Let's do a little. Actually, I'm gonna get some water first. I'll be right back. All right. Um. Yeah. Okay. Let's do some daily games. Let's bang out this Wordle real quick. Okay. Oh man. Let's see. What should my starting word be, guys? We, as a sovereign nation of chant, demand Subway Surfers gameplay at the corner of the screen. God damn. Your guys' attention span is crazy. No, I know what you mean though. I don't know how it set that up, but yeah. I mean, I think you just like set up another video like on your phone and just like put it. You know what I mean? Uh, yucky is the word. Do we have any suggestions for words, guys? Are you good at word? I think I'm okay. I think I average 4 words. I don't play the world every day anymore because it kind of got stale. But You know. You know. Misleading title. I'm still answering science questions, guys. Okay, let's see. House lemon. Lemon. Okay, I'll do lemon. Lemon. Okay, we got the E, we got the N. So this could be this could be heron. No, it can't be heron. We might be able to get this in two because I'm not seeing what it would be. Orcas doesn't work. Does beetroot turn the poo red, or am I just sick? I think beetroot actually does turn your poo red. Honestly, I eat blueberries and my poo turns like dark blue. So, not dark like it, you know, it's like darker. So, feed on. Actually, let me not look at chat so I don't get spoiled on this answer real quick. Aegon. Sound like demon Devon. Pegin, Peffin, So we say XE, XXN. So what if this is like? So this is probably a vowel, right? So you have IN here or AN. I think this is probably gettable in two. Fetan, like a T here. Oh, this could be a GN. Oh, here we go. Rain. Are you ready for this? Okay. Okay. Did the irrational fear of death evolve from the simple fact that for evolution it meant you can't reproduce? I think so, and that's why I would say it's not really irrational, right? Like I would say, the fear of death is very rational, right? You as an organism don't want to die, you know. Otherwise, you can't continue to survive and reproduce. Okay, damn, I thought I was cooking with rain. I'm not gonna lie. Pedon. Let's say it's an AN, right? No, let's say it's a UN. Ooh, I was gonna say rerun, but no, that doesn't work. Top of the dome, what's the best corvid and why? I mean, it's probably just crows, right? I like magpies though. Pecan? Oh shit, dude, you might be right. I said I wasn't gonna. Oh man, dude, the Maximian, you got that. That was dope. Yeah. Thoughts on Subnautica? Yes. Actually, I said at the top of the stream, I'm gonna play Subnautica for sure. That's gonna be the first game I play on stream. I haven't played it before. But I will be playing Subnautica. So, and it's a blind playthrough. I think it's gonna be super cool. It's probably the most popular biology game. So, you know, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Chat. You guys did well. All right, let's bang these connections out right now. Garlic steak. Immediately, I'm seeing things that kill vampires. Right? Mirror or things related to vampires. Cross. Mirror doesn't really kill vampires. Okay. They threw me off. Star Stripe, like US things. We have concern, interest, stake and a share in a company, interest in a company, crescent. Okay, we have crescent, star, stripe. Oh, things involved in flags. Cross. Things in flags. Let's go. Okay. All right. No chat help this time. Concern. I guess I'll answer questions. Play Metazoo. I actually just played Metazoo earlier today. Like an hour or two ago. But yeah, I will play Metazoo every week. So tune in next week, Banana Juice. I got you. Have you tried Spore? When I was a kid, I played Spore like so long ago. I will play it again though for sure. Okay, double Oh, we got wine, cider. Ringer. There's like dead ringer. Garlic. Clone double mirror. Oh, here we go. Clone double mirror. Ringer, like a dead ringer. Yes. Double ganger. Okay, so now we have share, interest, stake, concern. Yes. Okay, so I don't know what this is. Garlic, cider, trousers, wine. I don't know. Pressed using a press. Oh. You press trousers? Yeah, I didn't know you press trousers. Will humans eventually have no hair at all since it's not beneficial anymore? No. Just because it's not beneficial doesn't mean, like, it's deleterious. Like, it's not gonna harm you, right? But it's like, the other thing is that hair is now used a lot for, like, social signaling, right? We use it for our looks and, like, culturally and, like, sexual attraction and stuff like that. So I think hair is actually, it might not be a survival trait so much because we can, like, wear clothes, but it's still relevant. And, you know, a lot of animals use their hair for, like, sexual ornaments to, like, attract mates and stuff. So I think it'll stick around. Hair sucks. Yeah, I agree. My hair grows way too fast, and I, like, shave these sides. I have to shave them, like, every 2 weeks, and that's, like, cut. Like, I let it grow long after 2 weeks, you know? Those games are actually hard for me as a non-native. Yeah, you know, honestly, and, like, I'm pretty good at this type, like the word stuff, but, and it helps it's in my native language, but I'm not an American, and a lot of times these games do, like, super American answers, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. All right, kind of hard golf. What is a trait likely to evolve or continually improve in humans? I think the immune system is something that constantly changes. And with a lot of diseases that are, like, still, like, hard to deal with now. Come on. Oh my goodness. Okay. They're gonna do me like that. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's checkpoint that. Yeah, I think like it's like non-physical things. Like when you think evolution and traits, like you typically think physical things, but I think it's more likely that we have internal things, a lot of evolution going on there. Am I going to die? Yeah, well, who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? But I want to play Wordle. Oh, Wordle. I thought you were saying Wordle. Yeah, we can do that. I'm just really bad at, like, country stuff. Or, like, no. Oh man, that is brutal. Okay. Now we're just trolling. Okay, now I'm just trolling. Bum hair is the worst. Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. I gotta agree with you there. No. Okay. Bam. Here's what we do. Hold on. Here's what we do. Hit checkpoint. Yep. Reposition. Boom. Easy. We're on a roll now. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Goddamn. Okay. Okay. We are cooking, guys. How did the colon evolve? What are you talking about? The colon? Like the organ? I'm actually not sure. What that is. Are you a Star Trek fan? I haven't watched Star Trek. I think I would really, really like it. What do you think the most viable exploration spaceship is? A cryogenic one or a generation ship? Ooh. I think cryogenic freezing in general is a little unrealistic right now. We just don't have the technology for that. Ooh, I hit that. So I think a generation ship makes more sense, right? Because I don't think we have technological problems with sending a ship out for a long time. It's more like the human logistical problems of, like, having people on a ship and, like, reproduce and stuff. That's kind of the issue. So, yeah, I would say a generation ship is more likely right now. Oh, I can skip these for sure. I can skip these flags for sure. Or okay, fine. That's fine too. Okay. Is it possible for cordyceps to evolve to affect humans in The Last of Us? It's very unlikely. Very unlikely for something that infects invertebrates to kind of jump to humans. Like, we're warm-blooded. Our immune systems are, like, no joke, actually. So, ooh, no. Come on. Okay. okay, that's fine. We're almost, we're, okay, bam. Top 43%. We did it. We did under par, guys. Yeah, it's called Kinda Hard Golf. It's just like a daily game like this that's supposed to be kind of frustrating. We're gonna have to run Scrandle next. Okay. Let's see some questions. You wanna know what's fucked up? I'm not a native and will make the most idiotic mistakes in spelling, but I score 170 plus on that word memory on a human benchmark. It's like, yeah, that's cool. The one that's like where you memorize what you see. That's a good game. First, we need a reason to dump so much time and resources into a giant ship. Yeah. That's cool. Like that's correct. Sorry, not cool. Like that yeah, that is right. So, like, what reason do we have to do like a generational ship, right? This is not a spoiler, but in Subnautica, a scrapped idea was a fish that would bind to your arm and inflate itself, killing you through blood compression disease. That is very interesting. Yeah, I'm really excited to play Subnautica and sort of see a lot of the cool concepts they come up with. I love speculative evolution, so. Alright, this is Scrandle, guys. It's kind of basically, you pick between two Scran, and you see which was voted on to be preferred between the two. So we're guessing which one the masses would prefer. You know what I mean? So I think this sausage probably wins here, because that looks gross. Do you have any interest in psychology or psychological concepts? Yeah, I do have some older videos about psychology. I double majored in biology and psychology. So yes, absolutely. But I think that it's the biology stuff has been doing better for me, YouTube wise. So that's kind of why I'm sticking to that for now. But I would definitely talk about it on stream and stuff. Has there been any noticeable human evolution in the last 1,000 years? Yeah, I mean, I think with malaria places, like malaria evolution. Okay, it's gotta be this, right? Malaria evolution is better. Ooh, I might 100% this today. Is better. Like we evolve resistance to malaria and other like endemic diseases. But then there's also things like small genetic changes that are slowly happening. It's kind of hard to notice and it's kind of unclear, and it's not my period of expertise at all. But yeah. When immune system and like cells are explained naively, the cells try to follow some goal in DNA, but what actually happens? I'm not sure. Oh. I don't think people are going for pie and peas, right? Though this looks kind of terrible. We'll go pie and peas. Yes. I'm not sure what you mean. Can you rephrase that question? Hot dog. I think go the burrito. Dude, I might be pulling off this Scrandle. Oh, shoot. Guys, what do you think is preferred between these two? I think you gotta go with a hot dog, right? This is gonna be close. This is gonna be close. Oh. Come on, dude. Oh man, it's gonna be that. Yeah, we went 9 out of 10. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, the Euro was correct. The gyro was correct. Okay, I got one more game. It seems like people don't like me playing these games because they're leaving the stream, but I will yeah, if you guys said left, that would be correct. Let's do spell check here. We're gonna see.
40. A noun meaning a number.
40.
Digestive. A noun meaning an. Couch, a verb meaning to lay oneself down for rest or sleep.
Couch? Yes.
B. A noun meaning a dessert consisting of a filling, as of fruit or custard, in a pastry shell or topped with pastry or both. Middle English is the stage of the English language used from the 12th to 15th centuries. B.
Okay, this AI woman is not.
B.
What is she saying?
B. A noun meaning a dessert consisting of a filling, as of fruit or custard, in a pastry shell or topped with pastry or both.
Pastry shell? What in the hell is she saying? Ghee? Oh my god.
Thing. A noun meaning.
Alright.
Quadriceps. A noun meaning the greater
Quadriceps.
extensor muscle
Oh no,
of the
it's
front of the
it's
thigh that is
quadriceps.
divided.
Yes.
Hydrant. A noun meaning profile. A noun meaning a represent.
Profile.
Episcopal. A adjective meaning of or relating to a bishop. Derived from Middle English. Episcopal.
Episcopal. What the heck? Will humanity ever reach an average IQ of 200 by today's standards through natural selection? It's not natural selection, but we are getting smarter just through education. Average 200 compared to today is tough to say. It's tough to say. Play chess. I love chess. I do play chess, but I won't do that today. I'm sure I could do some chess streams in the future, though. Maybe I can do my chess puzzles today. I don't know what this is.
Episcopal.
Episcopal. Nope.
Sardine.
Sardine.
A noun.
Alright, let's go to this last round here.
Pompadour. A noun meaning a
Pompadour.
man's style of hairdressing
Is it
in
like
which
this? Yes.
belied. A noun meaning a
Nope.
nescience. A noun meaning lack of knowledge or awareness.
Oh.
Ignorance. Nescientia is a late Latin term from
Yeah.
lacustrine. A adjective meaning of, relating to,
Oh, I got it.
absorptive. A noun meaning the
Absorptive.
process.
Bam. Okay, we got... Okay, she was saying pie. That's crazy. Episcopal and belied. Okay, well... You know, we tried our best, y'all. Alright, we are... Yeah, those are the daily games. It looks like my viewership just went down when I was playing them, so... Won't do that. Let's go for... Maybe like, let's go for another like 30 minutes, an hour maybe. I love chess, but I'm only good at chess puzzles. Yeah, we'll do some chess. We'll do some chess puzzles later for sure. Ankylosaurus the goat. I might have to agree, dude. Ankylosaurus is kind of sick. Argentinosaurus. Is that the really tall one? I think that's the biggest one, right? What future do you see for science and research in the USA? Well, it's I'm not in the USA. I'm in Canada. But, you know, we work a lot with researchers in the US. And right now, the funding is low for sure. But we'll really have to see what happens. It's kind of an administration problem, right? Like, I think we'll see what happens after this current presidency is done. But I'm not unhopeful. I don't think science is gonna be like destroyed or like demolished or something. You know what I mean? And dude, we got a lot of Ankylosaurus lovers. I might have to agree. I think they're pretty dope. They might be one of my favorites. Are you myopic like many UG students? If so, would you dive into this? What am I? I'm nearsighted. I can't see far too well. I mean, I see really well. I can even see clear enough when I'm driving. It's just like, it's slightly, my eyes have gotten slightly, my eyes are perfect all my life. And then all of a sudden I turn like 22, 23. And a little bit in the distance is kind of blurry. It pissed me off. But if my eyes got really worse, like really, really worse where I can't see, I'm getting LASIK instantly. Like, I am not trying to deal with glasses every day, contacts every day. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. But I was a kid. I never had to deal with that, so I just don't really like it. Like, I don't like wearing glasses. I think your video about the current situation was really good, by the way. Much respect for doing it. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I do think it was important to make. It wasn't obviously like one of my normal videos. So, you know, didn't get too much attention, but I think that from what I saw, just from talking about the situation, there were some people calling me stupid. But I think overall it found the right audience, and then people figured it out. Where's the Argentinosaurus support? This is tragic. Hey, listen, I love an Argentinosaurus. I like a big boy, but Ankylosaurus, like that club tail, that armor, it's kind of dope. It's kind of dope. Why do we have hair on our heads? I think it just kind of maintained as like a social signal or like sexual signal. To be honest with you. I think it's like a retained trait that we use like for social reasons. A lot of animals have hair and they actually do hair things. So, as in like their hair is specifically what attracts another mate. So yeah, I think it's just kind of one of those other things of expression. I also think human societies allow for a lot of uniqueness with each individual in terms of like aesthetic expression with the clothes you wear, and so like the way you keep your hair is a big one, right? Very very big one. How does the the Jazanbekov effect work? I don't know what that is. Let's see what we got here. A spinning object with 3 different moments of inertia becomes unstable. Oh, I know this. Yeah, I actually don't know. This is some physics. It's like when the thing spins and then it, like, even though there's no external forces. Yeah, I have no idea, but I've seen like a video of this before. That's wild. It's not my expertise, unfortunately. I apologize. Why the F? A jellyfish related to coral? Like, coral is super hard and stationary. Jellyfishes are soft and move around. So, jellyfishes have a life stage called a polyp, where, a polyp. Oh no! Ew! What the heck? Jellyfish polyp. Where they're so they actually have a sedentary stage where they actually are completely still. And if you look at relatives of jellyfishes, like hydras, for example, so yeah, polyps, they literally just be on the ground here, and they don't move, they don't swim around. So, so yeah, we have hydra are also cnidarians, and these are basically polyps that don't become jellyfish. Like that's like a close relative. So you go one step farther and you go to corals, and I believe corals, do they have polyps? Yes, they do. So it's interesting, right? They all have like a similar larval stage. Sorry, I'm an entomologist, but yeah, they have a similar like baby stage, and then they just kind of diverge into different things. So yeah, it's kind of like if you see how much they change even in an individual life cycle, you can sort of see the shared traits they do have in the sort of baby phase where they eventually mature into their adult forms that are very differently. Also, there are soft and hard corals. I know corals are. I don't know that much about corals, but they're pretty cool. So, yeah, yeah. It's just a difference in it's just a difference in how they've sort of coded their adult stage to be. But they really do come from a similar basis, right? Because they have to develop into those two separate things, even within one lifetime, right? If I was Canadian from Greenland or from Denmark, I'd be shaking my boots with the current administration in the U.S. What is the evolutionary reason for you to be so attractive? Hey, I appreciate that, Matthias. Look at Baby Jessica. Yeah, exactly. I heard that getting a new lens is better than getting LASIK because after getting LASIK, that your eyesight can keep getting worse, then it get complicated while you have a new lens. You can easily get a new one. Yeah, but it's just like, how long will LASIK last? If it'll last me like 20 years, that's chill. These glasses, I mean, oh man. Really, honestly, these are only for looking far away. I don't think they're really helpful for me up close. I think that's the problem. I am planning to found a party in my country that is based on science, like asking actual experts about stuff. Do you think it could be successful? If by party you mean like a political party or just like a thing? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I absolutely know evolution is real and is what happened, but it's some technical things I can't fully visualize. I understand tiny genetic changes, but how does a huge change like bipedalism occur? Yeah. So, in what way? In such a way, how do new strange changes not just die out? Yeah, that's a great question. So it's modification with descent, right? Slowly but surely, we have animals that walk on all fours, and slowly but surely, we find that the ones that live in forests that sort of prop themselves up on trees, like bears do this, different big cats do this, and they reach up to grab things, are slightly more successful. So you get the ones that are a little bit better at standing than other ones over time. Eventually, a species has these small genetic mutations where they can actually kind of grasp with their toes or whatever, with their claws, whatever it was. And then slowly, the ones that grasp better also survive longer. Eventually, this just keeps on happening. Like, it's just really, really slow. Like, it's hard to visualize, of course, because this is over the course of millions of years, but yeah, like some things just seem too complex to be, but that's one of those things where it's like the eye has so many different parts, and it's like, how could that have evolved? Like, how could you do that piece by piece by piece? But the truth is, with the right mutations, the right amount of time, It can happen. And the other thing is, too, there have been a lot of mutations, likely in history, that did die out, that might have led to a different evolutionary outcome that just wasn't successful because everyone who had it happened to die. Like, there's a lot of randomness, and we didn't find the best solutions. We didn't find the only solutions. We just kind of ended up with things that worked. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's the best explanation I got for you. Just a long, gradual process towards something like bipedalism, right? What's your favorite animal? I've been saying orangutan today, but, you know, I don't really have a real answer for you. How and why did the whale baleen evolve, and what would it look like on a human? Yeah. So the whale baleen is like, there it is. Hold on, let me get up here. It's like this thing, right? This like teeth. It's not teeth. It's to filter feed the krill. You know what I mean? Like, you just swim through the water and you feed tons of tiny things into your mouth. It's like a filter. I don't know the evolutionary history. And I don't think it would ever be on a human, just given our different life histories. But if you think about it, so you think about like a whale shark, for example. This is not a whale. I'm not thinking about whale shark. What's the big mouth shark called? No, not megamouth. These guys. What are these guys called? Basking shark. Yeah, if you think about basking sharks, right? They don't have a baleen, but they do have a similar strategy where they're very big, they slowly swim through the water, and they have a big old mouth that just gobbles in small amounts of food, and then they survive, right? So it's kind of like a similar version of this, where the whales instead have like an extra thing to make it, I guess, a little bit better for them. I don't really know the evolutionary history, but it's definitely weird, yeah. But yeah. It's one of those things where it works because they're big and they swim. Like, it only works for their specific environment. It doesn't really work for us. But eyesight usually gets worse with the old age, and LASIK just gives you 20 years of good eyesight, and you get it done, and now you might have the option when you get old. Interesting. So the play is to wait to get LASIK when you're like older. Maybe when I'm like 50, I'll get it. Low-key, because once I'm like 70 plus, who cares if I have bad eyes? Like, whatever. It is what it is. Right now, though, I don't know. I rely on my eyesight a lot, you know? It would suck if it got a lot worse randomly, so. Like, it got a little bit worse, and that was already a lot for me. I was already like, no. But yeah. I know orangutans can talk, they just don't want to pay taxes. Dude, have you seen the video of the orangutan asking for food? Hand out. This one. This one. So good. She's just aura farming. She's just aura farming, bro. Like, boom, the hand right there. Bam. Yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. But if some changes just come from one genetic mistake, like, does every single animal derive that one specific being with that mutation? Everyone else just died. So, it has to be a genetic change that is inheritable. So it's a change to the DNA sequence that can pass down. Then, yeah, a lot of animals do just, they share an ancestry with an earlier ancestor that developed those traits. But sometimes traits develop convergently, where some animals, on their own accord, develop the same exact mutations to do a similar thing, like bat wings and bird wings developed on their own. And they came from their own lineages of these sort of genetic mistakes, but the mutations happen all the time. They're slow, and they're slow to change, like phenotypes, like actual animals, but they do happen a lot. So we're talking on the scale of millions of years, by the way. Like, think about how much humans have changed in the last couple thousand years. We've only been around for 200,000 years, Homo sapiens, so, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, millions are a lot. And we're talking, like, multi-millions. Like, this is a lot of time for these small changes to add up and just keep on adding up, you know? Okay. Thank you so much. On the topic of evolution, it's easy to think that everything keeps getting more successful, but you rarely hear about mutations that didn't make it. Yeah, no, it's true. Evolution is stochastic, right? It's a bit of a complicated, it's a bit of a yeah, complicated word to describe, but like if the biggest animal is the most successful in a species, that doesn't mean that the biggest animal can't just randomly die. Like a rock can just fall on it, right? So it's like random things happen. You know, it's kind of an averaging out process. It's like mathematical, statistical. You know. I'm no LASIK expert, but it feels like going with the option that's more flexible down the line is the way to go. Yeah, it's true. Like, realistically, I'm just being a baby about not wanting to wear glasses. Um, but you know, I'm sure if my eyes got worse, I would get through that denial phase eventually, and I would accept it. But I don't know. LASIK would be cool too. I don't know. Maybe in a few years they'll just develop like this mechatronic eyes, and we can just like see perfectly forever. Honestly, that'd be awesome if that was safe. Please don't be discouraged by YouTube's ridiculous censorship. I love all your videos and will watch anything you make. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, it does hurt sometimes when I get demonetized. Like my natural weapons video got demonetized, and I'm actually missing on a lot of money from that one. That one would have made me like a couple, probably in its lifetime, a couple like at least $1,000, maybe more, like maybe a couple thousand. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of money for me. So, yeah, because it would have gotten like a couple 100,000 more views over years, right? Yeah, so it's like it's kind of tough. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Tatiana. How are you doing? What is a question you wish we would have asked you by now? Honestly, you guys have been asking some incredible. I was not expecting, honestly, like even this many people to be here at all. So, yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like I'm gonna go live and there's gonna be like 2 people, and I just have to figure out what to talk about. But you guys are asking like great questions. So honestly, no, I'm no notes, no notes. Averaging out is such a great word, but yeah, it is, because that's just truly how it is, right? Do you think aliens would just be similar life forms on Earth or completely different? It's you're basically asking if convergent evolution would apply in an like on an exoplanet. And that is a really loaded question because we typically consider planets habitable when they're similar to Earth because that's all we have to work on when it comes to life being there. So maybe on those planets, sure, but at the same time, like evolutionary history is so long and varied, it really doesn't have to be. I think it's possible that you get quadrupeds there, but like what if like a hexapod, like things with 6 legs became the dominant big animals, right? Then you would have like these big things that look like bugs. But you know, we see the same things evolve all the time in different ways on Earth, so I don't see why they couldn't also happen on other places like Earth. But it also just doesn't have to be the case. It's completely conjecture. I don't know. If you were in charge of getting rid of coconut rhino beetles in Hawaii, how would you do it? Honestly, invasive species stuff is hard. Yeah, I have no idea. Those things are really tricky. You get experts on there, and they'll get it wrong. You know. I think it's absolutely wild how influential we humans have been with how little time we've been around. Yeah. No, truly. That's the thing. Like, we kind of figured out how to use the environment, and we had the hands to do it and the brains to do it, and it's like, you can make a lot of evolution is slow. It doesn't have an intention. It's just what happens. So, once we came up with our, like, little intentions, we just started making stuff, like, super fast. Like, it's wild. Are we one thing? Hear me out. What are we? Are we all the cells in our body, the nature of our environment, the brain, nerves, or just recurring strange loop? Yeah, good question. It's a philosophical one for sure. Oh man, I gotta stretch. You know what? That's another 2026 resolution of mine. Stretch more. We should all. Oh man, posture check. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. Because like 90% of our cells are like bacterial cells. The sense of self is man, I don't know. Are we our body? Is our consciousness a separate thing? I don't know. I like to just think of myself as my consciousness and everything that contains that my body can move. I'll say that. Though I don't know, when my body heals itself, it's kind of like I didn't do anything, you know? So maybe I'm not my body. Hey from the UK, love your videos, super professionally informative. I appreciate that a lot. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, I gotta go out to the UK. I haven't been there since I was a kid for like a trip. I gotta do some traveling. I want to go to Europe. As an adult, traveling like as an adult, I feel like will be a lot different. So, yeah, I gotta show up to the UK. Will humans keep the trend of slowly getting taller? It has been happening, eh? It has been happening because of like nutrition, I think, but I don't know. I don't see why it would keep going. Because like nutrition can only get so good theoretically. I'm not sure. Why exactly do we say that in order to life you need to have water? Why couldn't there be life evolving under other liquids, gas? Yeah, so life can it might be able to evolve. We just don't know, right? So the reason that like NASA scientists say that is because that's all we know. We just know that water is important for life here on Earth. So we just look at that. We look for that in other places. We have no idea. There can be all different types of life forming that just have completely different rules, and it's just like if we're gonna look for something, you're gonna want to look for like it's a criteria to look for, right? Otherwise, you have to check every single, right? You check every single planet. It's just not really gonna work. What do you think about Chernobyl? Like the event, the historical event, or the show? I think it's pretty wild. I know from the biological context, like Chernobyl actually did change a lot about the local wildlife there. But I don't know. I don't. Tragic, I guess. I heard the show was really good. My back popped. Thanks for that stretch check. Yeah, I got it. Oh, oh, excellent. I'm a stiff. I'm way too stiff for like 23. Let me tell you something. I truly got to do some mobility. I don't know what's up with me. Do you know if there is evidence of other taxonomic domains or kingdoms that didn't make it? Evidence of, well, yeah, I mean, everything that hasn't made it that we have fossils of, we've tried to sort into like the phylogeny and like taxonomy. So, but like surely like 90% of it we've never seen, right? So I don't know if we have evidence. Like we just the fact that we've never seen it means we don't have evidence, but clearly those things existed, right? So it's I don't know. It's a tricky thing where we only have what we have. So we have no idea what existed that didn't exist, but it has to have existed, right? I feel like if we didn't have names, we wouldn't have made it far as a species. Yeah, I mean, I think names happen pretty quickly in social species, right? I know dolphins have names and stuff. Like once you're social, you just need ways to refer to each other, and then that's why you get language and all this other stuff. When will we be beaten and replaced by orangutans? I mean, honestly, I think they're comfortable where they're at. Besides the ones like dying from deforestation, but like the ones that we interact with, like asking for food, like that one is chilling. He has no plans for world domination, let me tell you. I haven't seen the show. I was mainly talking about the event and the development of local wildlife. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. A lot of the local wildlife like didn't seem like they should have been able to survive in the radiation like around the environment, but they seem to have just been fine. So it's kind of one of those weird situations. I'm not sure why actually. How true is it that the more alkaline a body of water is, the more biodiversity it usually holds as opposed to acidity? Yeah, in my extremophile video, I looked at this a little bit. I don't know about this too much, but I think that alkaline pools are the most biodiverse and like most productive in ecosystems in terms of like oxygen production. But acidic ones are biodiverse as well. Just like alkaline ones are the most for some reason. I think it's yeah, that's not my specialty because we're talking about like microbes and stuff, and like that's not really what I know about. But I think it's probably true. I don't know. I didn't. I just did a cursory look. I didn't really look into the literature, so. Um. You underestimate the might of orangutans. Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe that's why they'll take over. Let's see here. What's your take on colossal biosciences / bioengineering? Is it necessary taking away from actual conservation efforts, or is it, what is colossal biosciences? Is this like recreating organisms? Oh, de-extinction, like they're trying to make. Ugh. I I don't buy it. I haven't looked into what they're doing, but it seems kind of like there's too much of a brand. Like it's a company. They're trying to de-extinct things. Ugh, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's like you don't. I don't see the point for one if we're talking about ecosystem conservation, but really, it's more like it's more like I don't know. It seems like a fun science project. I think that's cool, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I did a video a long time ago about like reintroducing extinct species, and it would never be exactly the same, right? You'd have to fill it in with like other DNA and stuff. Damn, they're worth $10 billion. This company, holy. Listen, if they want to do it, they can try. I mean, I don't know. If does it take away from actual conservation efforts? Probably, because like this is money that's not being put there. But listen, who I don't know. they can play what they want to play at. Do you think we ever might have sentient AI? Yeah, it's the definition of sentient is tough there, right? I think AI is getting better, and I think it will get better and better. And I don't think that human brains are infinitely complex. So, theoretically, with the huge exponential increase in AI complexity, maybe we'll be able to get them to be as complex as human brains. But I don't know. I still don't think that's the same. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to call it sentient. I don't know. Health influencers try to sell you alkaline water to reg. Yeah, listen, a lot of health influencers are kind of wild. I'm a prospective PhD student, hopefully starting 2026. How do you spare time to leisure outside of research? What does the work-life balance look like? Here we go. This is a question close to me now that I'm a PhD student. So, a PhD is a very self-driven, flexible stage of life, but it requires a huge time investment. So you think about like running a business, for example, like something that like people like entrepreneurs say. They'll be like, entrepreneurs will work 24/7 to escape work in a 9 to 5. I'm not saying you'll work 24/7. You can definitely have a work-life balance, but you'll have to work sometimes on weekends, on in the evenings. Like that's what I do, and it just so happens that I also do YouTube and I fill in the gaps as well. And like that's both those things together are very like flexible, but a lot of time effort. So you just need to make sure you don't completely crumble when push comes to shove, because there will be times where you're chilling and there will be times where you're like super, you have to lock in, you have to work heavy. It's not consistent like a 9 to 5. The work-life balance for me has been good so far, but I also haven't really started like the bulk of my research and like my field seasons and stuff. So, maybe my answer will change, but I think that as long as you do what you need to do on a reasonable time, and like, you can't procrastinate the same way that I procrastinated in undergrad. You simply can't. It's a job. You got to treat it like a job a little bit. But as long as you take it a little seriously, talk to the people around you, because honestly, I've met some great friends in my grad school already, and I think that just having people that are like down to earth, real people who will help you when you have questions about the school aspect, but also just be your friends separately, is so helpful in understanding like, am I doing enough? Am I doing too little? Basically, make friends as fast as you can. that's my advice. I believe you will have time. It depends on what you do, but just know it's like it ebbs and flows. That's the thing. It's not like your work-life balance is permanently shot. It's not like you are free all the time. It'll come and go. What are your thoughts on how the average person can help combat anti-science rhetoric? Feels so hopeless given the apathy of so many. Honestly, I have no idea. You just have to have your opinion and share it when you have the chance. Truly, like, even I don't have that much ability to sway people in that regard. I made my video about, the situation in the U.S. with anti-science stuff, and like a lot of people were like, you have no idea what you're talking about, blah blah. If you can't change other people's opinions, so honestly, I don't know. The best you can do is just talk to the people around you. They found a radioactive fungi at Chernobyl. Yeah. Yeah, fungus is wild. Fungus is wild. We are next word prediction behavior machines like LLM AIs. Yeah, it's hard. The LLM to conscious life form comparison is always a tough one for me. Because I am on this. Some people think like human consciousness is like limitless. I don't think so. I think that we are to a degree limited by the resources our brain has. And I think it's very complex with the years of evolution and all the neurochemicals going on. But the idea that our brains are like unsolvable and you can't get something to that degree of complexity from a machine is, I think, wrong. So are we the same? Like, are we just next word predictors? It's kind of a bleak reality to say yes, but I think the answer is sort of, but that's not that bad. Like, it's like the LLMs we have now are not the same. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard for me to say. Are you always gonna stream at 4? No, I might stream like earlier some days, maybe 3. I did 4 just because I had a meeting before this. It seems like an okay slot. I'll have to experiment, but I will check the Discord and I'll be updating there. But yes, it will be Wednesdays mid-afternoon, early evening for me, EST. So that's like 2 to 4, and at maybe 6 or 7. Oh shit! I said the thing. You know, I made my New Year's resolutions post on my YouTube. And I wrote upload 6 to 7 long form videos this year, which is like I make a video every 2 months. So I was like, I could do 6, but maybe I can sneak a 7th one in there. I didn't know about all this. I'm too old, bro. I don't get it. Actually, I do. It's just like I didn't see it. But people in the comments were like, you did that on purpose, and it's like, no, dude. You said that life could exist on a spectrum and that viruses fall somewhere in the middle. What other organism would fit near the beginning or near the end of that spectrum? Yeah, excellent question. I did say that. That's actually one of my favorite videos I've done very early on. And it's kind of a boring answer, but it's like other viruses, right? Like, I think it's very probable that we and viruses share a common ancestor. And so I think what has diverged from there, like, at the same time, like, viruses are very similar to, like, the chemicals that make up early life that aren't exactly alive, just, like, self-reproducing RNA. So, realistically, I think, like, if you have absolutely not life, and this is completely, I'm making this up, like, this is not, maybe if I thought this through, it'd be a little different, but I think, like, if we're taking the spectrum of life, aliveness, then I would say there's like not life, like a rock. Then there is something like some type of primordial, like self-replicating RNA. Then you get something like viruses, and then you get something like us with like cells and DNA and stuff, right? That being said, it's just a framework, right? If you want to argue between alive or not alive, actually, most people like my contemporaries, other biologists, most of them say viruses are not alive. But if I had to pick one, I'm going viruses alive, baby. I'm saying that. But yeah, I don't know. I think viruses are just, it's interesting, eh? Somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna have to hop off. It's past 1 a.m. here. Good night. Yo, Green Death, thanks for hanging out. If you're still around. But yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate that. What's your favorite ice age? I actually don't know that. I don't know the different ice ages too well. Making friends at 18 years plus, bro, might as well tell me to grow a second head. I'm lucky to have sustained 3 friendships that I made when I was 10, even though I moved 5,000 kilometers away. Yeah, it's tough, right? I find myself drifting away from friends quite often. I don't talk to anyone from high school. University, I have few that I can reach out to and talk to still. But other ones I've drifted away from for sure, right? And like I just don't really see them anymore. So it's tough. But when you're in the same environment with people all the time, like you spend a lot of time together. That's why coworkers get married and shit. Like you spend enough time with people, and if you get along, it's actually nice. Like you can start to be friends. So I think it's possible. It just depends. I think my grad program, and it's part of the reason why I chose it, is because I saw there was potential for a lot of like social. There are other schools that don't have the same level of like socializing. My department is great for that, and so I have found good success there. But again, like it's just because we happen to be in the same space. and then we were able to become friends afterwards. So you kind of have to find these mutual interests, like find these clubs or things. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, no, I don't disagree. I think it's really hard to make friends as an adult. But yeah. Do you have a Science 2026 bingo card? No, I'm not good enough at predicting, or like I don't really have bold predictions like that, at least when it comes to science. I'm not sure. Um, would it be fair to say a virus is a spore of the unique organism that is an infected host? I get what you're going for with the comparison. Of course, not quite. Like a spore is kind of like a baby. It's kind of like a fungus gamete, right? Like it's kind of gonna turn into, like, it's not like a virus comes off us and then a human pops out, right? The virus just kind of spreads. So not exactly, but like in the sense that like it spreads around like spores. I get what you're saying. Yes, life is a gradient. I hate when people ignore that. I mean, it's definitely not the normal thought to have, you know? I like the idea, but no, a lot of people, even like biologists I respect, would not agree with that. So GPU programming and machine learning has been making a great surge in my field, so related experience now highly recommended for applicants. Has this also been the case for biology research? Yes and no. Understanding machine learning and like those relevant skills are for sure, like if you're doing bioinformatics and stuff like that, absolutely. It is very big in research. But like I don't have any training in that regard, and I just do the research like hands-on. Like I go to the field, I catch the bugs, I measure the bugs. Like that type of stuff. It's not really too affected yet. But we do reap some of the rewards, maybe punishments of AI advancing as well. Like we have different software and stuff that is advancing. So yeah, I don't think I'm interested what because I know a lot of fields like computer science, for example. That was what people always said was like you'll get a job if you do computer science, and now if you do computer science but you're not machine learning focused, like it's hard to get a job because you're sort of replaced by an AI, unfortunately. So I'm interested to see maybe in the future it'll change and it will affect my field as much, but so far I'm good. So I'm creating a youth-led project to inspire care in contrast to apathy, as I view care as the first step to change. Do you have any tips to create authentic / personal content that inspires? Yeah, I mean that's a cool idea. Um, hmm. It's tough. Unfortunately, I've been a little YouTube brained where like I'm focusing on how do I make things for a successful YouTube video rather than genuine care. But I still put care into my videos. I do where I can. So I would say just be genuine and don't if you want to make good content, I can't say that it'll necessarily be inspirational, but if you want to make good content, you need to know what you're including that you care about, but the audience won't. In creative writing, it's called murdering your darlings. Like you sort of grow an attachment to what you've written down and what you want to present, but sometimes you have to make the tough decision to be like, yes, that is cool. Yes, that is interesting, potentially inspiring, but this part is too long of the video, or this, it's a little bit of a tangent when I'm trying to conveniently segue into something else, and you kind of have to just cut it, even if it feels bad. And I think that sort of restraint, that reduction, is oftentimes more important than addition for making your content reach further audiences. One last question. Are you familiar with the Alien franchise? Do you like some of it? I actually never watched Alien. No, but I mean, I know the Xenomorph. I think that's really cool. I think viruses are life forms. I wouldn't call them alive. I don't know what that means. It hurts my head. Yeah, I agree. I definitely think there's a distinction there. We shouldn't like consider them the same as us, but I think that I think that they are like the idea you can't just call them not alive entirely. I just find that crazy that people say that when it's like clearly this is not the same as like this is the thing that's evolving and has a genome. You know what I mean? It has evolute. Like it's crazy to say that it's just the same as like a table or something. But I don't know. There are a lot of religions in the world. However, only one of them. Okay. What are your thoughts on Andrew Sarkis? I'm not sure. I can't really speak too much. I'm not a religious guy. I can't really speak too much about it. there are people I know who are biologists who are religious, but they fully believe in their biology while also fully believing in their religion. And I think that they would have a good perspective on something like that. I'm not the best person to ask, I think. Biomedical is huge with AI. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. How long will it take for monkeys to evolve into us? Well, they wouldn't, right? Because there's no reason to. But we are technically monkeys. We're technically new old world monkeys. I always mix it. I think the apes are old world monkeys technically. I once called us not monkeys in a video and got so many comments about it. But yeah, they should know what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't see why a common monkey nowadays would turn into us. What would you say is the hardest part of being a biologist? Well, there are many types of biologists. I am a researcher. I would say the toughest part is the bureaucracy of it all. You have to apply for grants to get funding. You have to, if you want to publish a paper, you have to send it into a journal. There's a board of editors that'll look at it, and sometimes one of them just is stupid, and they'll just like they'll just reject your paper for a dumb reason. And you kind of just have to like live with that and just like move on. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like bureaucratic systems that like don't really make much sense. You don't get money for publishing. You pay to publish, right? Like it's a lot of this stuff is not the most. It's not set up in the most kind way, I guess I should say. So, yeah, I'd probably go with that. How can I prep for a STEM career pre-uni? Honestly, pre-uni, don't think too much about it. Like, do the courses that you need to get into just pick the program, pick the sort of field that you're interested in, and take the courses you need for that, and enjoy your time. Enjoy your time. I think once you get into uni though, and you have to think about it a little bit more. I mean, if you want to be sorry, I say take your time. If you want to do med school, that's different. Like you do have to kind of think about it now. But I didn't do med school. There are other STEM career options besides med, and I think you have time to like weigh out what you really want to do. You have to make sure that you want to do this to do it. So, yeah, I would say honestly, I would say like live your life, enjoy yourself, and like don't sink yourself into school. Nothing is sadder to me than seeing like people who just didn't enjoy their university experience because they just like thought it was terrible school the whole time. And it's like I think you should try your best to meet people and have some nice interactions, join some clubs or whatever, you know? Do you know about ricinulids? Oh, you were asking about this earlier and I missed it. I will look into what that is. I don't think I really know about it. Ooh, these are arachnids. Interesting. Well, these are fascinating. Look at these guys. They almost look like little robots. Oh no, are these like harvest? No, they're not harvestmen. Sorry. They're kind of similar-ish. Oh, are pseudoscorpions these? Wow. No, honestly, I don't know too much about them, but they are awesome. I really like these guys. I'm trying to go into astrophysics as an experimentalist, and I've always had at least some aspect of work pertain to GPU programming, even for instrumentation design. Yeah, astrophysics. For sure. Computer, yeah, I can see that. If humans were to go to another planet with no life like Mars, and they were completely disinfected, would people there just not get sick ever? Yeah, I guess not. Unless, like, some weird strain of your own cells or something, like, mutated and became parasitic, which is not, like, impossible. That happens. But I don't see why that would happen in a short period of time, so. Do you F with Opabenia? Let me also look at what that is. I'm really bad with scientific names sometimes. Oh, this looks like a... Oh, I know these things. The five-eyed things. Yes. Oh, I mess with these heavy. Yes. I think out of, like, old animals, it was this, Animalocaris, that I really liked, and the shark with the wheel teeth. This thing. I mess with... Oh, yeah. I mess with these guys right here. Yeah. But no, yeah, these are sick. Like, yeah, what a weird... Dude, it really was, like, early access, like, beta. Like, they didn't know what they were doing back in the day, huh? Evolution. Out to some wild things. Just because there is that one controversy, what is the practical value of studying biology in the past in general? Yeah, the practical value, it's also a very loaded question. I am more of a theoretical researcher than an applied one. And when you apply to grants, you kind of have to convince them why they should give you money to do your research. And it's a lot easier when you're applied and you're saying, well, mosquitoes spread diseases, and so I study mosquitoes, therefore, you should give me money. Whereas me, I'm like, well, you see, like, there's very cool dynamics of sexual selection, and we don't fully understand the full story of evolution. It's like, it's kind of hard for me to convince them sometimes. You have to be a little, hand wavy with how you say things. And I think the truth is that sometimes things are purely for a pursuit of knowledge, and that's okay. Like, I think it's good to have greater knowledge overall. Um, and that's kind of, I don't know, that's the best answer I got. It's a question. I would love to have a better answer. Uh, yeah, Opabinia. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how to decide which science to go into since they're all so fascinating. Evolution, cosmic to biological, always thrills me, but it's so complex from neuroscience, physics, chemistry. Honestly, so my university, like undergrad at McMaster, was a very general, like it was a life science gateway. So you had a first year where you took every science, and then you were able to specialize second year into what you wanted. So I chose biology and psychology. I think a lot of schools are actually like that. So yeah, I think you should do something like that. Like do something where you don't like commit and like you can be kind of open and then commit once you've sort of had a sort of taste of first year university in each thing. And then also think about what careers you might be interested in, right? Because you end up in very different potential careers depending on which science you go into. But it's good that you like them all because I also like them all. I picked the one that I think I like the most and I think it was the right choice, but if you like them all, you'll find fascination in them anyways. And I still look at physics, I still look at chemistry stuff that's cool, right? Spore character ass now, yeah, for real, for real. Um, Sacabambasis. What are you? Oh, what the hell? What is this? I've never seen this before. That. Oh no, this is edited, right? This looks like a Momo. You know the Momo face? Jesus. Wait, this is. What the heck? That's like scary, dude. Wait, I love this thing though. Wow. No, I've never heard of this, but this is that's awesome. I gotta do like an old paleo, like the weirdest animals of the past kind of thing. You should try and join out some other student orgs when you start enter uni. Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. When you start uni, like try to meet new people, explore your interests as much as you can, and like enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself for real. What do you think are the rules for a thing to be alive? Yeah, that is completely debated. Like people have all these different rules, like whether it can reproduce itself, whether it has internal processes, whether it can grow. I don't like. It's kind of arbitrary, right? Love you going. What the hell? What is? Yeah, listen. I don't know everything about everything, so like truly, I'll just discover. You guys are showing me new animals, and it's like, damn, what the hell? That's all I can say. Sorry, I'm not really answering your science questions. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but that's honestly that's how science is. So I'm just keeping it real. Is pursuing zoology worth it these days? If you like it enough, yes. If you are looking for a job that you can bear, but you just want a job, probably not. I think you should. I'd stay away. Trilobite or ammonite? I like trilobites because I found fossils of them when I was a kid, and for some damn reason, I think my parents threw them out. To be fair, they were probably sitting in a box somewhere for like 10 plus years, so don't really blame them. But it would have been so cool to just like and I know there's a lot. I don't know. Still, I think now that I'm a biologist, I wish I just had them now. But I like Ammonite the Pokemon. Ammonite. This guy. So, maybe I just like them both. If I send a message on making threats to monkey populations. Yeah, sorry, so are you guys when it's so I see message retracted sometimes on my like not on the screen like I have a sort of back view live stream chat and I see message redact. Is that auto? Is that the YouTube auto filter? I thought people were deleting their messages, but I guess that's just the YouTube auto filter. Yeah, I guess some of the messages I don't see. If it, I don't know what's flagging. Hmm. I just saw one of Vsauce's videos. Magnetism. He mentioned that atoms 4 to 5 are skipped over while atoms are fusing, meaning things like boron arrive to Earth via a cosmic event like a supernova. Yeah, dude, that stuff is sick. There's stuff like I think gold also like has this crazy chemical process in like some other planets, and then it needs to like very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Arthropod tier list. I mean, there's so many arthropods that I like, but I could split that up into like arachnids, maybe isopods, and such. I'm looking to pursue zoology because I've always wanted to work with the St. Louis Zoo because of their conservation work. If you like conservation, do it. Because you can get a pretty good conservation job with like a master's, and you don't need to like do a whole PhD like me. And it's a lot more manageable. You'll learn a lot. You'll probably meet some cool people in grad school, and then you can actually get like a pretty decent job. I think that's a great idea. It's not like conservation jobs aren't like the most money ever, but like they are good, solid jobs, especially if you like work your way up to like manage some system. And obviously, if you're at like a zoo, right, like a pretty well-known zoo, it's pretty good. I don't know how the job market is looking in that regard, but I do know it's possible. I know there are people in my program that did such a thing, so. I used all my money on a mammoth molar. Dude, I would love to have some sick fossils. I just don't have the living space to like keep everything, but if I was rich and I had a big house, man, the stuff I'd have. Solifugae might be the most terrifying looking thing. Let me look at what you're talking about here. Oh, these are camel spiders. Yes. Yes, they're not actually spiders, but yeah, these things are crazy. Crazy. Like one of these running at you, I'm good. Yeah. Jesus. Nah, I'm good. They don't possess any toxins. What do you think the tastiest prehistoric animal would be? Oh man, tastiest. Honestly, Triceratops, like all those like Ceratops, they probably taste good. You gotta think like all that armor, it must be protecting like some pretty nice meat. So I'm gonna go with like a ceratopsian. How true is it that there is something about dry land that makes plants and animals much smarter and complex versus their aquatic counterparts? I can't say that that's true. I can't say that that's necessarily true. You get smart things in the water too, like, right? Like dolphins and octopus and stuff. So I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily true. I just think that's how it worked out for us, right? T-Rex because now chicken. Well, the thing is, it's the diet, right, that affects the taste. Because even chickens, like you feed them better things, they taste better. So the T-Rex are probably eating some nasty ass stuff. Why do you only pull up the scariest nightmare few animals? Okay, they're just the animals that people are telling me to look up. So, yeah, they have been kind of terrifying animals only. I think out of any zoos, the one in St. Louis is doing good in terms of animal treatment conservation. Yeah, some zoos are pretty good. With that, I think that's really admirable. Goal to want to do. I wanted to work at like a zoo or something. When I was at my year off, I didn't know if I was doing my PhD or not. Like I was just seeing what I wanted to do. I looked around and yeah, I couldn't really find too much. But yeah, if you find an opening, that'd be awesome. I think that's an awesome job. Dinosaurs have too much muscle. I don't think a hippo would be tasty. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, hippos eat whatever too. But I think like a lot of predators just aren't really that good. Have you ever seen the Bites or heard about it? Maybe in the Bites. Is that a game? Oh, I have seen this before. Interesting. Yeah, I'd play this. I'd play this for sure. Have you heard of Oriental short hairs? Is that a cat? It is a cat. Oh my goodness, this looks like a man. See, here's a non-terrifying. Well, maybe it is a little terrifying, but yeah, they kind of look like. This looks like a dude. Looks like a whole guy. Okay, how long have we been going for? Okay. Oh, it's almost in 4 hours. Crazy, crazy. Hold on. And yeah, we've averaged like 30 to 40 viewers. Not bad, not bad. Yo, thanks for showing up, guys. Thanks for showing up. I think we're gonna wrap it up soon. Yeah, Minecraft villager knows on the cat. But no, thanks for showing out, y'all. I really appreciate that. I'll stick around for maybe like 5, 10 more minutes, answer some more questions, anything pressing you have. But I will be back next week. I will be more planned with what we're doing. You know, I wanna grow the stream, and so I'm gonna need your guys' help to figure out, you know, how do I clip farm? What games do you guys want to watch? You know what I mean? Like what stuff you want to do. Of course, I just enjoy talking as well. I think I'll always do this for like an hour or so. I just hopped on. Yeah, listen, I'll be back next week. Don't worry about it. This stream is so good, not gonna lie. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Seriously, seriously. Um, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. We're gonna do Subnautica first for sure. Okay, so in 2 weeks, we are gonna do the first Subnautica stream. But I'm gonna do. If you ever want to chat science, like I'm super happy to chat science. Like for the first hour, maybe hour and a half of all my streams, I think I'll just sort of do something like this, and then yeah, I'll sort of do it after. Procrastinating my chem work to join the stream. Listen, Delulu, I'm sorry to say this. You're gonna have to get back to work. I apologize. I wish I could hold you out for longer, but you know, I just want to tell you that living where a lot of endemic species live is super overrated. Interesting. Just find your channel. If you're looking for games, do The Isle. The Isle. Is that a... Ooh, we got some dinosaurs. Oh, maybe I should play, like, dinosaur games. Yeah. There's, like, Ark and stuff as well. Interesting. Oh, man. Yeah, for sure. We got a lot of dinosaur love here, I found today. So I think that'd be cool to do for sure. But yeah. Listen, thanks for showing out, guys. I will be back next week. Honestly, I think this stream went well for not really having a plan and just kind of showing up. So next week, I'm gonna have a bit more of a plan. I'm gonna try to figure some things out. Favorite dinosaur? I think we decided it was Ankylosaurus. It was Ankylosaurus. Path of Titans is another one. Is that another dinosaur game? Oh, it is. It is. Honestly, I would play these down the line. I'd play a whole bunch of these biology games. So you know. But yes. Thanks for showing out, guys. I appreciate y'all stopping by and hanging out. I will be back next week, whether I starting either the same time today or maybe a little bit earlier. And I'll try to be live for like the same amount of time, maybe like 4 hours, something like that. No, it was Argentinosaurus. I'm sorry, Argentinosaurus was number 2, and Ankylosaurus is my number 1. But yeah, take care, guys. I will be back next week. See y'all.